Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. How are we all doing? Welcome to Sovereign Citizen Watch. Today we're going to be watching more Sovereign Citizens. I have plenty of videos pulled up, so very exciting. Welcome. PK the Lost, thanks for 23 months, says crazy 23 months, can't wait for more. Also, what happened to yesterday's stream? I missed it, and no VOD on Twitch. Had to nuke it. We don't talk about it. Had to nuke it. So anyway, let's get into it. This lady's channel is named Queen of Freedom.
Here, mate.
Is she gonna throw this ticket back at the officer? Because that seems like a bad idea.
Yes, mate. No, very well, thank you. No contact, no joinder. Thank you very much.
Well, you can't do that. Don't stick. Alright. That feels like this is gonna escalate.
Oh. Fucking scumbag. Look at him, look at him. Are you proud of yourself doing this, mate? Who owns the roads?
North Yorkshire County Council.
No, they don't though, do they?
Yeah.
No, they don't though, do they?
You don't know contract, mate.
If that's who maintains the roads in the area, then yeah, that's who owns them.
Okay.
You're a villain. Do one.
You know, there's better things for you to be doing with your time.
I doubt it. It's this guy's job.
What's your name?
All my details were on your ticket.
Which your...
Radiology with 100 bits says, hype! In a Wygan accent. I don't know what that means.
Just got back.
Is that the kind of accent she has? Hydrate.
Because we have no contract, correct?
No.
We have no contract.
You don't need to be in a contract to get a parking ticket. I don't know why she got a parking ticket, but she got one. Maybe she was there too long or didn't pay for parking and you were supposed to. I don't know. But either way, you don't need a contract.
Do we have a contract?
Not for me to discuss.
Would you like to provide...
Queen of Canada lady. That probably falls under the umbrella of this, so that makes sense.
the
Sure.
verified claim or the obligation?
You take it up to the
Hell.
council.
I won't be taking it up with any council.
Hello.
They won't be doing it.
That's up to you.
They won't be doing anything. It's not accepted. It's declined.
Okay.
Offer to contract's declined.
Okay.
So what do you think happens next? What do you think
You're probably going to get extra fees for not paying your ticket. That's what's going to happen next.
happens next?
Rachology says yes, and you pronounced Wigan beautifully. Wrong, but beautifully. Is it Wigan?
Offer to contract is declined. So what, you're going to send silly letters?
Attached to your vehicle, so...
It's not a vehicle. Can you prove it's a vehicle?
I'm so tired of having to... I like having discussions and debates about things. I don't do internet debates because they're a shit show, and one of the reasons is what has happened where people are just trying to gaslight people in arguments. What's the point? Can you prove it's a vehicle? Yeah. Yeah, I can actually. It's a fucking car. It's a car, it's got wheels, I can see it. You moved it here, you parked it here. It's a car, lady. What is this? Can you prove it's a vehicle? You think that's gonna work?
I'm just being silly now.
Tate got banned off of Insta and Facebook. Some people are saying, my freedom of speech. Good. Fuck that guy. I hope YouTube is next.
No, I'm not being silly. I'm asking a question. Can you prove it's a vehicle? Is it used in commerce? Can you prove it's used in commerce?
That's not even the correct nomenclature. You're supposed to say it's not a car or not an automobile or something if you're not by commerce. It's not a vehicle. She's not even doing the script right.
Are you a public servant? Do you work for the council?
I do.
So would you like to speak and identify yourself? Because it's in your policy, you must identify yourself if you're a public servant.
306.
306.
306, yeah.
Enforcement officer. And what are you enforcing today, officer? Because we
Traffic laws, it looks like, and parking rules.
have no contract.
What did you say? You're an enforcement officer.
He's just being clever, isn't he? But
You're an
apparently...
enforcement officer, is that what you're saying? You're an enforcement officer.
I didn't say anything. You're missing it.
It says it on his thing. But the thing is, mate, you know when your council writes to people, there's still no contract. There's no
one
very.
pays these bills now anyway.
There's
You-
no-
you've
there's-
got no.
Belong to your opinions, so...
So saying that, oh, do you know what? It's attached to your vehicle. Number one, it's not a vehicle.
It's a vehicle.
Number one, it's not a vehicle. And number two, the offer to contract with your council, which is a corporation, is declined. So look at him, guys. Look at him stood taking pictures of people's cars, thinking that he's like got any powers at all.
He literally does, in the sense that I imagine all these pictures are part of the report that gets digitally sent to the police department that this guy works for, and then it's in their system, and then if you don't pay the ticket, they're gonna either send you more tickets and fines, or eventually they're gonna put out a bench warrant for you. So he does have power. Like, it's so confusing to me. It's one thing to argue that you think police should not have certain powers. That's completely valid. But to say just that you think the police don't have a certain power that they absolutely do have is insanity. It's just denial of reality. It's crazy. MH Darkbeast says, speaking of Tate, he's gone from thinking he can beat up Spider-Man to evoking him.
Tried to log in Instagram a couple
Look at that. Nasak Lily Love Stuff says, is that Millie B? Didn't know she became a sovereign citizen.
hours ago. It wouldn't let me. I have good people on the case. I trust due process with Instagram. I'm actually quite understanding of their position. I do understand it very, very well. I'm not angry at them in any regard. It's not a big loss for me. It's not.
Who's this fucking douchebag on the left? I've seen this guy platform Andrew Tate a couple times now. Have him on his stream or vice versa. Who the fuck is this loser on the left?
Something I use too often. But I do understand their position because we're actually living in a world now where it's kind of strange. This is an unprecedented period of human history, and we have internet sensationalism, global sensationalism on a
Aiden Ross, is he also a douchebag?
scale which has never happened before. And also, we have the ability to edit things so quickly, right? So you can say something on a stream and they can remove all context, or you can say something and they can change the tone of
Tate, there's no context that makes your content,
your
okay?
voice, or you can
I've
say
seen it.
something.
It's already happened to me many times. Yes.
Exactly. And then what they can do is they can throw that in front of a hate mob, and then internet sensationalism can take control, and people can start to believe in narratives which are false, and then people have to take some kind of action against that. So I understand all these things. I understand that with great power and great influence comes great responsibility. And I'm very understanding of the situation. I think that I'm a strongly religious man. I believe that God will prevail, the truth will prevail.
Right.
The one thing that's a little bit annoying, I mean, because a lot of people have been insulting me for a long time on all platforms, and that's fine. It really doesn't bother me because I'm an extremely strong person. I know that some people would be very, very uncomfortable in my position. Not many people can sleep at night with the kind of death threats I've been getting, but for me, it's been fine, right?
You're getting death threats?
Oh yeah, I get, and this is the thing that's crazy, right? So I would get 10 to 20,000 death threats a day.
What?
Why is this guy just believe the bullshit Tate says? I would believe he probably gets death threats. Any public figure of a big enough size on the internet gets death threats. 10 to 20,000 a day, Andrew. And this dumbass on the left believes him. H. Baird says, speaking of having your name in the system, have you rented a car from Hertz? There could be a warrant out for your arrest. Hundreds of people are suing Hertz over alleged false arrests in regard to rental cars. Oh, God.
Via Instagram.
Via Instagram.
And they would take no action, even if I reported them. However, they've now decided I'm the danger. And even the people who were supporting me, I was crazy, yeah. I was saying, look, if you're going to support me in public, if you're going to discuss things in comments, please do it respectfully, because hate on hate, it ain't going to get
I have a question.
right?
The guy saying in the DMs that are going to kill you. Be honest. If they saw you in person, you think they'd keep that same energy?
I know, of course.
Aiden Ross was involved in those weird crypto gambling schemes that turned out to be 100% just a scam. Shocking. Wow, that guy's friends with Andrew Tate? Wow, I wonder why.
He's got any powers at all. You've got no powers at all. You're a corporation. You're a legal entity. You do not own the roads at all. We the people own the roads. The rules of civil procedure do not...
Nope, the state owns the roads. In the U.S., usually states take care of them. There's also federal stuff for, like, highways and stuff. But nope, the government makes, builds, maintains the roads. You pay for it with your taxes, but you as an individual do not own the roads. That's not how it works.
not apply to we the people. Look at him, guys, scumbag, putting tickets on people's cars. We the people.
What were you doing that deserved a parking ticket? Presumably you broke some rule. Is this just no parking zone and everyone's parked here illegally?
On the roads. The rules of civil procedure do not apply to we the people.
Wow, what a crazy person. That's her most recent video. We'll maybe come back to her a little later. What else we got? Chromatic Cuttlefish says generally her Maj owns the road, or her Madge owns the roads in the UK. Lily Love Stuff says, ma'am, you're British. You can't say we the people. That's our phrase. USA. USA. USA.
I'm a sheriff's department. The reason I stopped you is we checked you at 55 and a 35.
55 and a 35, so he was 20 over. That's enough for a ticket. I'm just talking in my personal opinion. Technically, any amounts, you know, enough for a ticket. But if someone's going 20 over, that's pretty dangerous.
Okay. And what's the emergency with that?
What's the emergency? The emergency is I need to give you a ticket because you're breaking the law.
You're going 20 over the speed limit, dude.
Let me see if I can turn this up a little. It is a little quiet, but you're breaking the speed limit, dude. Yeah.
Where's the damage done? Where's the certified claim of an injured party?
Okay, give me your driver's license.
Please turn your blinker off, sir.
Am I required to provide any evidences that be used against me?
Give me your driver.
You have to provide a driver. Oh, the cop knows. The cop absolutely knows. Look at the cop's face. He's like, God damn it. Another one of these.
It's custodial arrest. You go ahead and read me my Miranda rights for me, please. Will you please read me my Miranda rights?
No, you're
Because this is considered a custodial.
You don't need to read someone their Miranda rights for a traffic stop. Only if you're actually interrogating them do you need to. And I'm not even so sure about that anymore because there was a recent Supreme Court ruling about it that definitely weakened the need for that, but I don't know the specifics. You'd have to talk to a lawyer about it.
Arrest and all.
But I know the Supreme Court, you know, the dog shit one that we have in America, they revisited the Miranda opinion, and I don't remember the specifics of what it was.
Arrest. I have the right to be Mirandized.
Give me your driver's license.
The Tony the Tiger VTuber Twitch stream is going about as well as you'd expect with 5,000 furries in it. I didn't even know that was a thing. Is everyone just being thirsty over Tony the Tiger?
What was your name again? Badge
Corporal
number?
Cunningham.
Corporal Cunningham.
Anonymous
You might
gifter,
go
thanks
ahead
for
and
gifting
radio
us
your
up.
sergeant out here.
I'm the supervisor, so
Okay. Well, read me my Miranda rights.
No.
As under. Why not?
because I don't have to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. No, Tony the Tiger's too athletic, not my type.
Good, brother. That is my rights. Yeah.
Also, the whole anthropomorphic tiger thing, I think we're just too different. I don't think it would work out.
Not in your policy to under with the arrest to Mirandized.
Give me your driver's license.
I don't provide any evidences that can be used against me in court. I do not answer any questions.
Your driver's license isn't evidence to be used against you in court. It's just an identifying document. You are required to identify yourself to a police officer during a traffic stop. That's a requirement. If you have a driver's license, you need to give it to them. And if you don't have it, and you're in the driver's seat, you're in trouble.
Give me your driver's license. I'm not going to ask you anymore.
I'm not going to provide any evidences that can be used against me, and I do not answer questions. Will you
About to
please
take my
read me
life.
my Miranda rights?
Y'all tonight. Y'all may want to start this way. Let's go. So do you want me
Is
to
it
get
not-
you out of the car?
Is it not in your policy to read my Miranda rights under
You're not-
arrest?
You're not under arrest right now yet. You probably will be by the end of this, but you are not under arrest yet.
Traffic stop is considered a custodial arrest, is it not?
Oh my god, it's not the same thing as being, like, taken in and booked and questioned.
No, but I'm about to place you under arrest. That's
Well, then
what's about to happen.
for what? What is the crime I've
obstruction.
committed?
For
How am I
obstruction.
obstructing?
Because you won't.
At this point, probably both the speeding and, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, non-compliance, obstruction of justice, I don't know what the exact charge would be, but yeah, you not giving him a thing, it's making it worse, sir.
Give me
What
your
crime
driver's
has been
license.
committed?
Speeding. That's the crime.
That's a traffic infraction. That
and
is
I
not
can
a
take
crime.
you to jail for
It's
speeding.
not a crime! It's not a crime! Sir, that's a crime. It's not a crime! That's all I hear at this point. Babies fucking yelling. Chromatic Cuttlefish. Fun fact, your driver's license, like your passport, remains the property of the government, not the person named on it. Yep. Your driver's license might say on it. I don't know if they all do, but I'm pretty sure the Michigan one says, like, property of the state of Michigan on it somewhere. That's why you're not supposed to destroy your own, like, driver's licenses and stuff.
Speeding.
Traffic infractions are unarrestable offenses.
You don't know your law.
I do, brother.
No, you don't.
You're trying to enforce statutes on me, which is legal, not lawful. You do not
Those are synonyms.
understand. You're trying to enforce a policy on me. The judge in Walker County has recused himself. I'll get multiple dismissals because I know there requires a victim in order to be a crime. Anything you do from here on out to act as I'm doing a crime, you're acting under the color of law and can be held liable yourself for violating my rights in law,
Look,
brother.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license, or I'm going to get you out of this car and I'm going to put you under arrest for obstruction and speeding. So you take your pick.
Obstruction. How am I obstructing, brother? By standing on my rights?
You're not exercising rights right now. You don't have a right to not identify yourself during a traffic stop in the United States. It's not a thing.
You cannot. That cannot be a violation of law when you are standing on your rights, brother. I believe it's Cruden v. Neal that stipulates that, along with Miranda versus Arizona, which is where the Miranda rights come from. And if you read my Miranda rights, it also says I do not have to provide any evidences or answer any questions without an attorney present.
You don't have to self-incriminate. Your Fifth Amendment right is the right to not self-incriminate. Your driver's license is not incriminating. Identifying yourself is not incriminating. Meek says, did you hear that the Top G got banned from Meta and Instagram? Yes. I hope he gets banned on YouTube, too.
Open the door. Open the door.
Why? What crime have I committed, brother?
I've already told you.
Speeding
like
is a
4 times.
traffic infraction. Go look it up. Chicago v. Motor Coach. Traffic infractions are unarrestable offenses, brother. And to arrest me over a traffic infraction, that is you.
A traffic infraction might be unarrestable. I don't know, in whatever state he's in. However, at the point where you are not cooperating with him, you are no longer going to be under arrest for speeding. You are going to be under arrest for not complying with the officer. That would be a different charge.
Operating under the color of law and in violation of your own oath of office. Is it not your job to protect my rights?
That is my job.
Okay, well, how can you...
I don't think the Supreme Court says that's true. I don't think the cops have to do that. But they shouldn't violate them. But it's not violating them to ask for your ID. In this context, specifically. MH Darkbeast says, a lot of furries are thirsty for Tony the Tiger. Do a Google search for Tony the Tiger sexy. Not my wheelhouse. Not into cats, but yeah. Hold on. I'll click on it, but I gotta turn the screen share off first, because it's probably gonna get horny. Oh. Yep. That's... That's pretty horny. Don't fuck Tony the Tiger.
Be doing your job and be violating my rights
I'm
at
not
the same
violating
time.
your rights
Yes, you
because I
are.
have a legal reason to stop you.
Legal, not lawful. There is a difference between legal and lawful. I am still acting lawfully, and I am, in my private capacity, lawfully, brother. I've not harmed
Lawfully, more like acting awfully, am I right?
Do you have a
anyone.
driver's license?
I do not answer questions.
Okay.
Like I said, without an attorney
No, I-
present, I don't
no.
answer questions, and I also don't have to provide any evidences that could be used against me, that could be self-incriminating or used against me in court of law. That is stipulated in the Miranda rights, right?
That doesn't help. Georgia private traveler, not for hire, dot exempt, public law not... At the bottom it just says Republic. Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Open the door. I'm gonna open the door.
Brother,
I'm
don't
gonna-
go do all this.
No, I'm going to.
Why?
Because
Under
you-
what authority
because-
do you have? What authority do you have to violate my rights or try to damage my property or anything in order to unlawfully arrest
Poilu333, thanks for 16 months.
me? Huh? What authority do you have?
He's a cop. He could literally break into your house at night and shoot you in the face and go, oops, wrong house, and there's a likely chance he'll get away with it.
I've already told
To
you.
violate my rights and do an unlawful arrest. What authority? You haven't told me any authority. I'm challenging your authority right now. Where does your authority come to violate my rights?
Because I'm
What
mandated
jurisdiction
in-
do you
I'm
have
mandated
over
in-
me as a living man that has no contract with the state or the county of Catoosa? Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can't,
do.
everything, no, I do not. So you have no authority or jurisdiction over me.
driving on
I'm not
Catoosa
driving.
Road.
That is, no, commercial terminology. I am not driving. Where have you come with that legal determination that I'm driving? Do you have any evidences of me driving? Do you have any way bills? Any,
Do you have any evidence of me driving? He says from the driver's seat of his car that the cop saw him pull over after driving. The cop, even if he doesn't have a body cam, almost certainly has a camera on his dashboard of his cruiser for which he was able to see you drive.
receipts that I'm making money on this road acting commercially? Do you? Because I am challenging the jurisdiction and your authority. What jurisdiction nor authority do you have over me?
Because I enforce the laws in Georgia. And you're in Georgia violating those
How
laws.
can I be in Georgia?
Huh?
How can
What do you mean? How can you be in Georgia? You're fucking in it. What do you mean? There's a perimeter that we have decided is the social construct of the state of Georgia, and you're within its borders, sir. Do I have to explain basics of how humans work? This guy, oh man, can you imagine playing Risk with this guy? You pull out the fucking game board and he's like, cool, cool, so what are all these shapes? That's America, and this is Russia and China. These are countries. Is that one of them liberal words? I don't understand. Overthought says, I don't get why cops don't say you're operating a motor vehicle and you must have a license to do that in order to end the word games. Who am I kidding? They'd still argue. I don't know. I really don't. Moira Soma says, a Hassan Abi video where he was talking about Tate getting banned was removed from YouTube for hate speech. Meanwhile, Andrew Tate, Bryson Gray, John Doyle, and that Swedish Nazi who talked about effing little girls are still on YouTube. I don't understand their rules. Yeah, they don't enforce them appropriately. It's gross.
can I be in Georgia?
You were in
It's a
the state of
fiction.
Georgia.
The state of Georgia is a fiction. This is a land.
Okay, and it's a constructive, like, social fiction. I don't disagree. And quite frankly, national borders, I think, are stupid. I don't think people should be stopped from going anywhere in the world. I don't really give a shit. But there is a reason that we do organize things into different areas for sake of, like, organizing governments and stuff like that. Sometimes there are geographical regions that we actually have, like the shapes for the states that we have. There are practical reasons that we have this shared fiction, right?
And I could be on Georgia,
I'm not
but I can't be in Georgia.
Open the door. Open the door.
Under, is that a lawful command?
Yeah.
Under what authority is that a lawful? Can you not answer a simple question? Where does your authority come, brother? Where does your authority come? Can you not answer a question? You have a duty to answer a question to
Dude, I've
what?
answered your question.
No, you haven't. What is your authority? What jurisdiction do you have over me?
I'm not going.
Where's the injured party? Where's a certified claim of an injured party? So there is no crime. There is no corpus delicti. There has to be an injured party, someone that's been trespassed or
That's not what that means.
damaged property. Where's the damaged property? Who's been injured?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Can you not? That's not an argument. Can you not answer
He
the
doesn't have to argue with you. You don't even understand corpus delicti.
question? Who's been injured?
'Cause
Who's been injured? Has anybody been injured?
Because at this point you're under arrest.
Okay, then read my Miranda rights. If I'm under arrest, Mirandaize me then.
No, you're getting out of the car.
Mirandaize me, Captain.
I'm not asking any questions anymore.
Can you not follow
H. Baird says his authority is written on the Georgia Guidestones. Oh, wait.
the law? Is that not even in your policy? See, I've read y'all's books too.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
So you can't follow policy?
I'm following policy
Are
to
you?
the T.
Are you?
Yeah,
So it's policy to make unlawful arrest?
I'm not making an unlawful.
Yeah, I promise you are, brother.
Nope.
Oh. You understand USC 42, 1983?
Oh, I do.
Okay. That's what you're doing. Enforcing a statute under the color of law. It's not lawful. And you're not making any lawful commands. You've not even asserted where your jurisdiction or authority comes from. I've challenged your authority.
I'm Catoosa County. You said it yourself. I identified myself when I first.
And how does that jurisdiction? How is that authority? You don't understand? You have comprehension of authority or jurisdiction?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
So do you comprehend? In order to have jurisdiction over me, there has to be an injured party, also termed as corpus
No.
delicti?
That's not what corpus delicti is. Corpus delicti means, like, body of the evidence. It just means that there's proof that a crime occurred. That can include a cop testifying, and plus the video evidence, by the way, from his cruiser, that you were speeding. If he was also using some sort of radar gun, that saves the speeds. That would also be corpus delicti. These are all things that separately show a crime was committed.
Without there being a trespass, injured party, or damaged property, there is no corpus delicti. You have no lawful claim to make a lawful arrest. So what you are doing is an unlawful arrest.
No.
As soon as you turn them blue lights on, it was considered an unlawful arrest.
No.
Yeah, brother.
No.
Tell you what.
Like, does he think if... How do I put this? Like, let's imagine a situation where a cop literally watches a guy stab a woman to death, but then smoke bombs and the body and blood disappear, right? The woman is still missing, but only the cop saw it happen. Do they think they just can't follow up on that or do any arrests based on that? No! No, that's not how it works.
But I'll give you my name. You can look it up. Call over at Walker County, call Hampton County. They
It's just another terrible fake driver's license thing.
already know.
Traveler's license.
As we go through this, that's why I'm still out here on these roads today, because I've established I can be on these roads privately multiple times, have claims against the judge, the solicitor, and 14 other deputies over there in Walker County.
How many of those have you won? Keyboard Turner Overdrive with 100-bit says, Pixar, it didn't happen, Hannah.
As they're dismissing my charges because they cannot hold up in court without a lawful claim, a certified claim. I am giving you due notice right now, brother.
Dude, I've asked you for your driver's license. I've asked you for your information.
I do not have to give you anything without there being a crime. Do you not realize that? So I'm not protected under that with the Fourth Amendment?
But there
You
has
have a
been
warrant?
crime.
What's the crime?
Dude, I done told you.
No, that's a traffic infraction, is it not? Oh, this is under duress. This is under duress.
This is under duress.
Hey, what we
You can be as under duress as you want. I assure you, they don't care.
I haven't done anything. No, you haven't. Just trying to figure out what's going on, okay?
I'm not driving. I got my hands up.
Open the fucking door!
Hey, look, brother.
Dude, I'm trying to fucking play with you!
You're grabbing on me.
Dude,
So if you put me in handcuffs, you're arresting me. Yes, it is.
Dude, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna. Then why are you handcuffing me? I'll stand over here, out of the way. I'll stand over here, out of the way. I've done nothing. You're arresting me for no reason. You can cuff me.
You're not under arrest.
Then why are you handcuffing me? You're handcuffing me. But I'm not under arrest.
They got spread.
Just have that one, but I might have a bite.
All right. 9, 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 1,000. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That makes $1,106.
This guy has $1,100 in cash on him? Is he actively in the middle of committing a crime? I was gonna say, I've never had that much money on me in my life, okay? If I've ever needed to pay for something with that much money, you know what I do? I get a fucking cashier's check like an adult. There's no way this dude is not dealing drugs or buying large quantities of drugs. That's true. That's true. He might just not believe in bank accounts and stuff. He probably doesn't because he's a sovereign citizen. So maybe he just has that much money on him all the time because he doesn't want to have a checking account or credit cards or anything. Mr. Whiskers says, that looks like driving money to me, son.
That's yours. He wants to turn that over. That's what you want. That's what you want charged for. So, you said that you returned it. Okay. You're good to get all your stuff and get in the truck, and as soon as we get out from behind you, you can get out of here.
Put the pocket over here. And I can put all my stuff back in my pocket.
Corporal Cunningham, 556.
Lieutenant Luke.
Either the ticket And now for a word from the sponsor, Crush Your Traffic Ticket.
Oh my god, there's a sponsor that's shilling bad sovereign citizen advice. I love it. Hydrate.
Which can provide you with a wealth of information of what to do and how to do it when you get a traffic ticket so that you can get either the ticket dismissed or to be able to void the ticket even before any court appearance, and also a little bit of information without damage to persons or property. There is no such thing as a constitutional traffic arrest.
That's untrue.
Every stop is an arrest, since both words mean the same thing. And this ebook will give you all of the affidavits and notices of default and notice of void that you'll need.
That's not going to do anything. Lily Loves Stuff with 45 bits says, oh shoot, my alcoholic aunt used to be so drunk she would mix up tens and hundreds, so when she would be too drunk to cook and would say she would give me $10 to make her a grilled cheese, I kept my mouth shut. It was my reward for her calling me the B word. Well, that's a lot of stuff in one. Now I want grilled cheese. Will you make me a grilled cheese? I'm not drunk and I won't call you the B word. I'll give you $10. H-Bird says, maybe Crush Your Ticket as a team up with one of those hydraulic press YouTube channels. Oh, yeah. This guy gets stopped for a traffic thing, refuses a DUI, breathalyzer test, and I think he gets arrested. Lily Love Stuff says, no, because you like American cheese on your grilled cheese, and that's disgusting. First of all, you haven't lived until you've had American cheese, and I don't mean Kraft singles, I mean actual good American cheese on a grilled cheese. Second of all, I have grilled cheese with things other than American cheese, too, as long as it's a gooey, stringy cheese.
Hi, officer. How's it going?
Good. Mind just rolling down the window so we can talk for a sec?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're gonna start it this way. License and registrations, you're being investigated for excessive speeding. I had you at 144 kilometers an hour in a 100 zone. Plus you are passing on a double solid line. License and registration.
What's your name and badge number?
License and registration, or else I'm gonna be detaining you for obstruction.
Oh, yeah.
This feels fake. It feels fake. You know what I mean? It feels like they're acting.
That for you, don't worry. I just want your name and
Sir,
badge number.
Step out of your vehicle, please.
Why?
Step out of your vehicle. You're being detained right now for obstruction.
I'm going to give you the information you want.
I asked you to step out of your vehicle.
I need a supervisor, please.
Step out of your vehicle.
I'm scared.
Step out of your vehicle now, please.
I need a supervisor.
Right now.
You think he knows him as a sovereign citizen? It's possible.
You are being detained.
Doing 90 and a 60.
I will comply with everyone.
Sir, please step out of your vehicle.
I will give you my license and registration.
Sir, I've asked you to step out of your vehicle. You're being detained.
What purpose do I need to step out of my vehicle
Step
for?
out of your vehicle, sir.
What purpose?
Sir, you've been detained right now for obstructing a police officer. I need you to step out of your vehicle.
I'm worried. I need a supervisor.
His weird training scenario vibes. Yeah, it's a 12 minutes long and we're already a minute 40 into it, so I want to see where this goes, but it feels staged to me.
Sir, I need you to turn off your vehicle.
It's accelerated. That's a good way to put it. It's like it's hitting all the beats of a normal one of these, but like 5 times faster than it normally happens. Like, it feels like someone watched other sovereign citizen videos and went, okay, we need to do this, 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 and this in this order. But they paced it out really quickly, and it escalated unrealistically quickly. Stone Corbell says, could this be like a training video for sovereign citizens, like that guy is dressed as a cop? It could be. I don't know.
And step out of your vehicle right now, please.
I need a supervisor, please.
Yep, I'm going to be doing that in a second. So, sir, I just have something to read to you.
Yep.
I just have something to read to you for the
Lego
driving behavior.
Vicky.
It definitely seems like the police guy is acting reading this. See what I'm saying? Berkeley Farm,
So, sir,
welcome back.
In accordance with the provision of the Criminal Code and lawful execution of my duty, you're required to provide a sample of your breath into an approved screening device when operating a motor vehicle. I hereby demand that you provide a sample of your breath immediately, suitable for analysis using an approved screening device, and to accompany me for the purpose of a mandatory breath sample. Do you understand?
I don't answer questions.
I need
sorry.
you to step out of your vehicle.
When your supervisor,
No local patches, no visible badge. Good point. Good catch.
When he gets here, I will comply.
Pardon me?
When your supervisor gets here, I will comply.
Sir, that's not the question. You'd have to comply right now. You've just been advised to do a mandatory breath sample.
Because everything on him that I see right now, you could probably get at like a army surplus store. Police vest. It might not have any of the actual like protective stuff in it. It just might have all the pouches and like tactical stuff. There's like a flashlight. It looks like an LED flashlight up here. Radio you could get secondhand. I'm thinking this is a staged video.
Are you going to step out of the vehicle and comply?
I need a supervisor.
If you do not comply, the punishment for not complying is the same as if you provide a sample and you blow over. Do you understand?
I will provide a sample. I'm not drunk.
Then you need to step out of your vehicle right now, sir.
I'm worried for my safety. I need a supervisor, please.
Sir, you're not.
Yes, I am.
So, just so you know, if you do not step out of your vehicle and comply, that is going to be a refusal.
I am complying with you. I don't understand why you want me out of the vehicle. The only reason I am worried about getting out of my vehicle. Would you like my driver's license?
Sir, I need you.
Oh, there's a patch on the shirt.
I want to help you. I will give you a breath sample, but I do not want to step out of my vehicle.
That is not the option. The option is to step out of
Well,
your vehicle.
I need a supervisor then, so I can get a second opinion,
Sir,
please.
I need you to step out of your vehicle right now, please.
I will give you a breath sample. I will give you my ID. I will give you my insurance. I
Sir,
do not want
that
to
is
step
not
out.
how this works.
I do not want to step out of my vehicle.
Sir, we do not work on your timeline and what you want. You've been detained right now for obstruction. Plus, you know, you're being detained for fail to provide a sample.
I will give you the sample.
You have to do it immediately, which means forthwith.
Then give it to
right
me and
now.
I'll give it to you. I'll do it through the window.
Sir, if you do not step out right now, it's going to be a refusal. We're not doing that at a later date.
I will do it right now. Give it to me.
Pardon me?
I will do it right now. Give it to me.
I need you to step out of the vehicle for such samples to be taken.
I don't want to step out of my vehicle.
Then that is going to be a refusal. So now you're being detained for a refusal of the breath command.
Wow, you guys are such tyrants, man. Give me the sample.
Get, put your phone on top of there, please. Walk with me over here.
I want to be on camera.
Sir?
I want to record this, that's
Stand
all.
by.
I just want to record
Hands
this.
behind your back, please. You're being detained. For my safety.
You're doing yours. Sure. Just stay in front of my camera, please.
Sir, over here, please.
I want to stay by my camera for my safety. I don't want to go away from my camera.
Sir,
want this
let
to
go
record.
of your own hands.
Sorry.
Over here, please. You're going back to my police vehicle.
Yeah, let's just arrest it. Yeah, I don't buy it. That happened far too quickly, and it's the only video on this channel. I'm saying, I vote sus. I vote sus! Gitara says, when I was a teenager, a friend and I got pulled over for speeding, but the cops suspected I was on my way home to rob someone. Long story. And even then they were suspicious of us. They never actually escalated the situation like in this video. That alone has me suspecting it's staged.
Just comply, okay? Just comply. All right? Thank you. Calm down.
Hey, Officer Ramirez.
Oh, they have one of the fake sovereign citizen license plates. They must be taking it off for evidence.
Come on. Is this yours or his? Yours, screwdriver? Yeah, I went on the passenger side, started asking questions. He just rolled up the window and turned around and started dialing people. I'm like, nope, you're good now.
I don't understand why they think we're making it up. You know what I mean? Like,
I even told him the statute. I was like, 28, 1595 requires me to give your driver's license. I'm investigating you.
Oh, this is interesting. It's cops talking about the sovereign citizen amongst themselves. Well, the sovereign citizen is in the cop car already. That's new.
For crime, Pennsylvania versus Mims, the whole
In early June, I was traveling westbound on 89A, just leaving an amazing yoga class. Sedona Hot Yoga. Was feeling really good. Just picked up some juice from the local juicery. And Officer Willitson, badge number 886,
The local juicery.
had nothing better to do but terrorize and torment a sovereign national.
Oh my fucking god, that's not a thing. Get a license plate, loser. Okay, Dad says the cop just admitted that he wasn't driving. He's just traveling. Sovereign citizens win. The voiceover is from a sovereign citizen. It's from the person who's the sovereign citizen in this video. It's not a commentator person. Chromatic Cuddlefish says it's an organic sovereign citizen.
Hello? Hi, I'm Officer Woods from Sonoma Police Department. The reason I stopped you is for it appears you have a fictitious license plate on the back of your vehicle.
Well, 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 what do we have here, Officer Willitson? Fictitious plate, huh? Did that hurt your eyes? I don't think it hurt anybody.
Oh my god, it's this fucking citation again. I'll read this in case you haven't heard me talk about this before, and I'll explain why. What the sovereign citizens think is untrue, and a lot of it has to do with lack of reading comprehension. H. Baird says, is this the cop's body camera, or is it the shock of God Breaking Bad? Or is Shock of God Breaking Bad? I have no idea what that means. Ex parte Dickey versus Davis. Every citizen has an unalienable right to make use of the public highways of the state. Every citizen has full freedom to travel from place to place in the enjoyment of life and liberty. People v. Nothless. Yeah, the Dickey versus Davis case, which we've covered before, also said that governments can indeed impose licensing and registration on vehicles. It just can't be arbitrary. So what was happening in that particular case was that there was a local sheriff. This was before state driver's licenses were a thing. There was a local sheriff that issued driver's licenses in the county, and there was no official driver's test or anything. It didn't exist yet, at least not in this area. So he was just giving them to people he personally knew and trusted, and wasn't giving them to people he didn't like. So the court said every citizen has an inalienable right to make use of the public highways of the state, blah, 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 blah. But then they go on to say in the part that this person cut off, they can, however, make standardized tests, right? That way you're not discriminating against anyone. It's just a standardized test anyone can take, and if you prove that you can drive, then you get a license. So they cherry-pick things intentionally to try and make it look like their bullshit is real, when in reality, when you actually look at the full thing, they've cherry-picked parts and completely gotten rid of everything that makes sense. Shock of God was a YouTuber who recorded himself while riding a motorcycle talking about why he felt atheists were stupid. Oh, that's funny.
Physically. Let's see. Dickey versus Davis. Every citizen has an unalienable right to make use of the public highways of the state. Every citizen has full freedom to travel from place to place in the enjoyment of life and liberty. People versus Nothus. No state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, nor waterways, transporting his vehicles and personal property for either recreation or business, but by being subject only to local regulation, i.e., safety, caution, traffic lights, speed limits, etc. Travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances.
Again, wrong. None of that is the current law. I don't know that one. Let's take a look. People versus Nothos. Wait, what was that again? People v. Nothos. Let's see, 1961 Colorado Supreme Court decision. So even if what he was saying is true, which I doubt it is once we go on to read more of this, it would only apply in the state of Colorado. I don't think sovereign citizens know that there are state Supreme Courts as well as just the United States Supreme Court, because several times I've seen them cite state Supreme Court precedent as if it applies across the entire nation. Not how it works. Okie Dad says, the Dickies case is from 1915, not a whole lot of them motorized carriages at that point. Defendant in error was tried and convicted before the Justice of the Peace in Cripple Creek, Teller County, upon a complaint in which it was alleged that on November 17th, 1959, he drove a motor vehicle while under a suspension order issued by the Motor Vehicle Department of the state of Colorado. The case was appealed to the County Court of Teller County, where all material facts were agreed by stipulation of counsel. The pertinent facts are as follows. On January 1959, a public highway in Teller County, a horse was struck by a motor vehicle driven by a defendant. The Director of Revenue, upon receiving a report of the accident from one Dobby and acting under the purported authority of CRS 53-1377, suspended the operator's license, which had therefore been issued to defendant. The suspension followed the failure of defendant to deposit security in a sum which shall be sufficient in the judgment of the director to satisfy any judgments for damages resulting from such accident as may be recovered against the defendant as required by the statute above cited. Defendant admitted receiving notice of cancellation of his operator license and also admitted that notwithstanding the receipt of said notice, he thereafter drove a motor vehicle at the time and place named in the summons and complaint filed against him. The sole defense replied upon him was and is that those sections of the safety responsibility law and those statutory provisions purporting to authorize revocation of defendant's operator license without a hearing or trial are unconstitutional. The substance of the pertinent statutory provision follows. Can we get to the, judgment? Okay, I'll go back up. Under section blah blah blah, every operator or owner of motor vehicles in an accident accompanied by injury or person or property damages of $50 or more is required to file with the Motor Vehicle Division of the Department of Revenue within 10 days a report of what occurred. Failure to file such report is upon pain of having the party's license summarily suspended for fault in the accident, negligent driving or wrongdoing, but merely for failure to obey. By the terms of 1376, the aforesaid report is required to be made to the Director of Revenue by all parties, whether they are or are not guilty of any violation of traffic law. By the terms of this law, all required accident reports are secret for the confidential use of the department, without prejudice to the individuals so reporting, except that by 13733, the essence of the report may be conveyed to any insurance carrier upon the request and payment of information fee of 25 cents. According to this, the Director of Revenue is required to suspend the license of every operator and the registrations of every owner of an automobile in any manner involved in an accident unless there is a deposit of security referred to as sufficient in the judgment of the director to satisfy any judgments for damages resulting from such accident as may be recovered against such owner or operator. This suspension is mandatory. It is not conditioned upon a report being made by the operator whose license is suspended. It is not conditioned upon a criminal trial and findings of It is not conditioned upon criminal trial and findings of guilt. The suspension must be made within 60 days after the receipt of a report of any one, a true one, a false one, unsworn, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking the issue here is that they were trying to revoke a license without a conviction. That's the issue. The issue was that they tried to revoke his license prior to a conviction, and the court said you can't do that. You have to convict him first. That makes sense. Bumble Homestead says, bad news, Dad is getting old, and I have to drive him around and get audio only for the first hour of Hannah. Good news, he's smart enough to stay off the road. I have also completed all the license, insurance, etc. requirements. Oh my god, these people. I know, they're bad. Analysis of CRS 53-1377 reveals the following characteristics which counsel for defendant contends cannot be sustained. 1. A deposit of security is required regardless of the questions of guilt of a violation. 182 of a traffic law, and without regard to the question of whether there was any negligence on the part of the person who is required to deposit the security. The deposit is required after the accident and not before it, and operates only to facilitate collection of damages by the party who may threaten, or rather who thereafter may be adjudged entitled thereto. No protection is offered the public with relation to future occurrences. The deposit is required only because of the happening of an accident. The deposit of security is required without any inquiry whatever concerning the liability. So, basically, it appears that this particular law pertaining to the requirement for one to put a deposit down prior to a trial just in case, it was decided that was unconstitutional. and they're cherry picking a section that makes it sound like they're saying you never need driver's licenses when that's not what it's saying. It's saying the state cannot arbitrarily decide to take away your license without a criminal conviction. Makes sense.
I was going 35 miles an hour on 89A due west in a 35 mile an hour zone. I didn't hurt anybody but your eyes and your ego, brother.
Man, they
You know anything
love
about
the they love the passive aggressive brother thing, don't they? The last guy did too.
Sovereign,
Okay.
and I'm American national.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license, insurance, and registration, please? What?
No.
Do you have any form of ID on you?
No, Matthew Tucciarone is my name.
Okay. All right. So just so
I've
you
been
know.
pulled over a couple times already by state troopers, sheriffs, and this is recognized. Okay.
Okay. I don't agree. So
Okay, well,
I'm going to be honest with you. That's actually a misdemeanor crime for you to display a fictitious.
Oh!
Eat it while it's gooey.
Thank you, love.
You're welcome.
My love made me a grilled cheese. Oh, it smells so good. What did you put the Italian seasoning on this?
Oh yeah, I put a bun. It's like it's a Parmesan.
I can smell
herb,
garlic too.
Garlic Parmesan herb encrusted grilled cheese with American and cheddar, and it also has honey drizzled on the outside.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you.
You better know that I love you since I'm a vegan.
I know. You handled so much cheese for me.
Yeah, where's my $10?
I'll pay you back later.
You already paid me back this morning. Love you, Father.
DM Trey with a link. Tate's been hit by the band hammer. I saw that. I love it.
Just license plate.
Okay,
Oh, it's
okay.
Fucking awesome.
Show chat like how good it looks.
It is delicious, chat.
As a vegan, I can make a better grilled cheese than Gordon Ramsay.
That's objectively true. I think Oliver could make a better grilled cheese than Gordon Ramsay. But this is seriously fucking delicious.
Baja feed obligate carnivore cats and obligate cheesevorian. Yep. What did you say? Olive could make a better grilled cheese than Gordon Ramsay? Okay.
Gregory Term says better grilled cheese than Gordon Ramsay, but not a high bar.
I was worried that you were gonna smell it cooking.
No, I couldn't. I'll give you a high praise. One time Jake made me a grilled cheese. This is better than the grilled cheese Jake made.
Oh shit.
No. And it wasn't a bullshit grilled cheese either. It was like with like garlic and leek cheese and all this extra shit. So, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Now I'm just gonna sit here and watch you eat my creation.
Hold
I
up,
thought
Officer
that would be a nice
Wilton.
surprise for my love.
I appreciate it.
And let me remind you again. Thompson versus Smith, another
Harold Elbowman IV tips $10 and says, "For the witch!"
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Harold.
case. The right to the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon in the ordinary course of life and business.
It tastes like a grilled cheese on garlic bread. It's so fucking good.
Is a common right which he has under the right to enjoy life and liberty, to acquire and possess property, and to pursue happiness.
Yeah, but you still need one to drive one on the public roads. They just can't take it away from you arbitrarily without a conviction.
And safety. It includes the right, in so doing, to use the ordinary and usual conveyances of the day, and under the existing modes of travel, includes the right to drive a horse-drawn carriage or wagon thereon, or to operate an automobile thereon, for the usual and ordinary purpose of life and business. Thompson versus Smith. Lyons versus Danforth. The right of the citizen to drive.
You know what's weird to me, too? Even if their interpretations of these particular rulings were correct, which they're not, they understand that more recent rulings supersede old rulings, right? Like, there's a pretty recent example of that happening at the national level.
On a public street with freedom from police interference is a fundamental constitutional right. Citizens have a right to drive upon the public streets of the District of Columbia or any other city absent a constitutionally sound reason for limiting their access.
Additionally, you not providing me with the driver's license is required under Arizona Revised Statutes 28-1595. That is also a misdemeanor.
Chromatic Cuttlefish says, Officer, my happiness was traveling at more than 100 miles per hour. I was just pursuing it. Thanks, love.
You're welcome.
Crime.
Again, Officer Willitson. Oh my goodness,
I love her so much. I'm very lucky. Lily Love Stuff says, no, the Constitution is the only thing you have to follow unless we're talking about the separation of church and state. That part is to be ignored.
we're never going to get through this. All right, well, here we go. The real law. The common law is the real law. The supreme law of the land. The code, rules, regulations, policy.
There is common law, but there's also, like, statutory law. Like, they're both things, sir.
And statutes are not the law. Legislated statutes enforced upon the people in the name of law are a fraud.
That's not true. Statutory law is a thing.
They have no...
It's literally spelled out in the Constitution that the legislature has power to legislate things. Like, that's their entire function, is to legislate.
Authority and are without mercy. Justice...
Alpaca Scent says, don't forget nautical law.
Without mercy is godless and
maritime law.
Therefore repugnant to our United States Constitution. So there you go, folks. The statutes are not the law. I did not break the law, so therefore it is not a crime to display an American national license plate because it's not fictitious.
Okay. Let's be clear about something. It's not a crime if you just displayed that, I guess, and also had a license, though it might be, because having a fraudulent license, even if you had a real one, could be construed as trying to trick someone, right? But you also didn't have an actual license plate, which you need to drive a vehicle on public roads. H. Baird says, what about uncommon law? We don't seem to talk about that nearly as often. I think definitionally that's just like how that would have to work if it was uncommon.
They're the fictitious entities, folks. They are the fraud.
Additionally, all right, go ahead and step out, please. Step out of your car, please.
No. I didn't do anything
Mayor
wrong.
1, I need another unit. Step it up, please.
I did not do anything wrong.
Pennsylvania versus Mims is a Supreme Court case law that says you're required to get out of that car if I ask you. If you do not...
Which, by the way, would be common law, which this guy just said is supreme over statutory law, which he doesn't think exists. But apparently in this particular case, he doesn't want to listen to common law because it's bad for him. Each Baird says, what about... Oh, I read that one.
I'm going to force you to.
Hold on a second. I'll call my lawyer.
Okay, get out of your car.
Call my lawyer.
You can call your lawyer if you want, but as soon as another officer gets here, I'm going to force you out of that car if you don't get out on your own. Mary, what I'm good for now, he's just not getting out of his car.
I don't need to be under arrest. I didn't do anything wrong.
You're being detained right now. And Pennsylvania versus Mims is the United States Supreme Court case law.
Arrest?
You're being detained.
Why?
Because
Why?
I told you, I'm
confused.
investigating one crime You also said you don't have a driver's license, which is another one. And if you don't provide me a form of identification when I'm investigating you for a crime, that is a third crime that I'm investigating you for.
There is no crime.
You are required by law to provide me your true full legal name if I'm investigating a crime.
Well, this car.
If you do not provide me with your true full legal name, you can be arrested for that.
Matthew Tucciaroni.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license or any other form of identification?
I am a sovereign being. My name is Matthew Tucciaroni.
Okay.
All right, guys. So again, he is spitting out statutes again.
I like that we're getting edits in this video. It's cutting to the traffic stop and after, and now he's got a face cam after. I like this guy. He's crazy, but at least he's mixing it up. Okie Dad says, common law is a holdover term we stole from England back in the day. It just means the interpretation of the laws and very much impacts us. An example is, you have to read the terms you agree to because you have to abide by those terms. Yeah, sovereign citizens seem to have their own meaning for common law, and it usually is dependent upon who's talking. Sometimes they'll call it natural law, and sometimes they just think it's literally just whatever God says, so not helpful in the civic sense whatsoever.
Again, statutes are not law. So therefore, it is not a crime. So therefore, to be honest, he's not investigating a crime. I actually don't have to provide him with my identity.
Untrue.
But to be honorable as American nationals, just give them your name. That is it. Then remain silent. Like I said in the beginning, in part 2, we're going to be discussing what to do and what not to do. So there are some things in here that, you know, I should have handled a little bit different, but I didn't know. I was uneducated at the time. But therefore, going through this...
He's uneducated now, too, but he was also uneducated at the time.
I'm able to educate myself, which I'm then able to educate you guys, and I suggest not bear trapping these cops and going out there and getting arrested. Only use it when necessary. I repeat, only use it when necessary, and only do it when you're comfortable and you have educated yourself, okay? Please. Thank you.
What is bear trapping?
Again, Arizona Revised Statutes 28-1595
Officer Beers.
requires you to show me an ID card or driver's license.
Listen, there's a lot of people
Get
in
out.
town with the same license plate.
Get out.
No, I'm not getting out of the
Okay,
car. This is
I'm
not
going to give
I
you...
didn't do anything wrong.
All right,
I'm not getting out of
Matthew,
the car. I've done...
if you do not get out, I'm going to force you out. Matthew. If you don't get out of your car, Matthew, look at me. Matthew, look at me. If you don't get out, I'm going to force you out. I'm going to charge you with resisting arrest also. So get out, please.
By the way, this Sunday, the 21st, we're going to do the patron-only live stream. So, if you'd like to become a patron and join the patron-only live stream, you still can. There's time.
Come on.
Come on, sir.
Get out.
There's no reason to
I've
act
asked
like
you
this.
probably 10 times to get out.
There's no reason to act like this. There's
Get out of your car then. All right.
There's no reason to act like this. There's no reason to
Get
act
out.
like this. Do not touch me.
Get out.
Do not touch me.
Get out of your car.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me, please. Please do. Do not touch me.
I have asked you 10 times to get out. Get out on your own then.
What are you doing? Please do not touch me.
We're Officer Ramirez. Ow! Come on. Get on the grill.
No! No!
Pull over!
No! I didn't do anything, Officer Ramirez!
Okay, all right. Just
Please,
get on your
I
stomach.
didn't do anything!
Doesn't sound as confident in this moment than he does after the fact, does he? After the fact, he's like, I did nothing wrong, blah, blah, blah. And in the moment he's being arrested, please, officer, no! Okie Dad says, okay, my son just said he sounds like a child, so yeah.
Hey, get on your stomach.
Come on, Officer Ramirez!
Just comply.
Just comply for now.
Just comply.
All right, just comply for now, okay? I will give you information if you wish to file a complaint later, okay? But right now, just cooperate, Matthew, okay? Okay? Okay?
Very one
All right,
thing.
just listen. All right, I just got here, okay? But right now, the best thing you can do is just comply. All right? If you want to file a complaint, I will give you that information. All right? I promise. My superiors will overlook everything. Okay. All right. But he had to repeat himself. All right? Like I said. All right. Just stand up for me. Stand up. All right? Matthew, what are you?
Come on. Let's go back to the car.
With the sovereign plate on? Don't be so.
You are detained. You were detained from the beginning when I told you that.
I know. Just relax, okay? Right now you're safe.
Thanks for following Scramburger and BPZE.
You did comply with my officer here. Okay? All right, just relax, all right? You are safe.
Go ahead and take a seat for me, all right?
Just relax, Matthew, okay?
Just like this, I just want some.
Put your feet in for me.
I'm not gonna go.
Please just listen to my officer.
I think the cops recognize him or something, because they seem to, like, know him. Doesn't surprise me. A lot of sovereign citizens are regulars in terms of traffic stops because they're regularly breaking the law, but...
Just
Put your
listen to
feet
my
inside,
officer,
please.
okay? We'll get you some water, we'll make you some comfortable. Right now we gotta do what we gotta do, all right? Okay?
I think they're treating him appropriately here. He was acting like a child. They're treating him like a child. They're de-escalating because the guy's fucking crazy.
Just comply, Matthew, all right? I'm here, all right? Okay? Just comply with this, all right? We'll make you comfortable here in a minute, all right? Just relax.
Watch your leg, okay? Can you watch him for a second? I didn't get a chance to pat him down. Mary 1, can you run Matthew Tucciarone from in-house, please, and after the call? I believe that's going to be my driver.
There's a Ruger inside the car. It's a nice car. I won't go secure the weapon.
So the second that you're...
Speaking of regulars, how is Glenn's case going? I haven't actually heard. I could maybe try and look into it. But he hasn't posted anything in a long time. I know there's a channel that was keeping up with it, but I have not kept up with that channel, so I'm not sure.
So even if you drink the car, when you go through that car, you're responsible for everything that's on that car. Okay, so if you're driving around in that car, you're accountable for it.
All right, did you go by Matthew? Is that okay if I call you that? Okay, I'm going to read you something, okay?
It's not a weapon if it was never brandished? Sir, no. If you have a gun in your glove box, you need to disclose that to the officer as soon as they pull you over. You idiot. It's not a weapon if it was never brandished? That's not how this works. You are supposed to, if you have a firearm, or any weapon, as soon as the officer comes up, you're supposed to disclose and say, "Officer, just so you know, I have a... hopefully it's legal. I have a legal licensed firearm that I have a permit to carry. It's in the glove box if you'd like to grab it for the duration of the stop," or whatever. You can't just not tell them about it.
So, at this time, you are under arrest for displaying a fictitious license plate, refusing to provide me with your driver's license, and resisting arrest. Okay? Please listen. I'm going to read this to you, then we can talk a little more, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk with a lawyer and have him or her present while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you free of any cost to you. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights?
All right, guys, there you have it. There's more of the body cam footage. I'm going to show a little bit more. If you heard him just now, Officer Ramirez said there's a Ruger in the car, which is a firearm of mine. So they were gonna, they actually took that for evidence. It was concealed in my glove box, like a good American is.
Sir, you just had to disclose it to them, probably. I don't think Arizona is very tight on gun laws. I don't even know if they have any, like, specific concealed carry law. Arizona, to my understanding, is, like, very open about, like, their gun laws and stuff. You just would have had to say, assuming it's legal, I shouldn't assume that, probably, but I'll assume it is in this case. Just say, hey, I have a gun. Just letting you know, my hands are right here. I have a firearm in the vehicle, officer.
Does. And they took it for evidence, which we all know, too, that my judge who dropped this entire case stated that it was not evidentiary and that they should have never taken my weapon to begin with, which it wasn't even a weapon. It's just a firearm.
Look, if the judge ruled that and that's the law in Arizona, that they didn't have to take it, okay. A firearm is a weapon, by definition. It would be me, like imagine I had a switchblade and I pulled it out and I'm like, it's not a weapon, though. Like, yes, it fucking is! What are you talking about? And even, like, a switchblade, I could theoretically use maybe to unscrew something or open a box or something. A lot of people carry pocket knives around with them, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do. But a gun isn't a tool. A knife can at least theoretically be a tool. A gun is not a tool, it's a weapon. And I'm not against people owning guns altogether. I think we need to change gun laws in the United States and make it more difficult to get certain kinds of guns. But I'm not inherently against people owning guns, right? But the kind of person who doesn't see a gun as a weapon absolutely should not be able to own one, period. They clearly don't understand what they even have. They do not understand the inherent danger and responsibility in being a responsible firearm owner if they don't consider their gun a weapon. Dregory Term says a switchblade could at least be used as a tool. What other function does a gun have? He just uses it as a hammer. He holds it up here and he just bangs things by the grip. Eldronder says it's a specialized pellet dispenser. Like a Pez dispenser, but faster.
Where in this video did you see me ever go for the glove compartment? Did I even have a chance? I don't think so. These cops are very corrupt. This was definitely a sting operation. We found that out kind of in discovery, that this was more of a sting operation than anything. This had nothing to do with it.
Jules Kurzler, thanks for 9 months. That's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Pez Gun. Pez Gun is the name of this sub baby. Oh, almost on a hype train. Can we get a hype train?
The fictitious plate. It had everything to do with my activism and what I've done for humanity in Sedona, and by calling out all these corrupt cops. I did a show a few months back with Shelly and her daughter. Same officers, Officer Ramirez, Officer Beers, which is the female.
Okie Dad says hype. Thanks for 100 bits and kicking off the hype train. We have another hydrate as well.
Now, in office.
Can we get to level 5? I'm interested to see. 47% to level 1 in the hype train. Dave M1, thanks for 100 bits.
Mr. Willitson, creating a fictitious crime against them to extort money. To extort money. This is nothing more than collusion and extortion. They're extorting money from the civilians of Sedona and the tourists.
Just follow the law, sir. Alpaca Sent with 100 bits says, are there smart, decent sovereign citizens? I'm legit curious. The smart ones are scammers who know it's all bullshit. There are no true believers that are intelligent, I don't think. It's Ceci says, more hype. CJ Oracle, thanks for 19 months, says, ah, you're using a bottle. That is a way to avoid dealing with those corrupt cups. 97% to level 1.
First that come here, Shelly and her daughter live in California. They were here on vacation. And I may re-upload the video in the second part from the interview I did with them. Maybe I'll show a clip of it. But same scenario. I found them actually in distress up at Upper Red Rock Loop. They were going for a hike. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and they were getting harassed by Officer Wilson, Officer Beers, and another police officer. These cops are very corrupt, very, very corrupt. And
I don't disagree that cops are shitty, but that doesn't change the fact that you were breaking the law. I saw the law you were breaking. I saw it. You didn't have a proper license plate on your vehicle. And then you also didn't declare a weapon, which again, I don't know Arizona law, but at minimum, that's sketchy as fuck. Chromatic Cuttlefish with 100 bits says, "Sir, there's treatment available for paranoia now." Level 1 complete, 3% to level 2.
And come to find out, I got them help, Shelly and her daughter. I got them help, and their case ended up getting dismissed. So this was in February. My arrest happened in June. So February 2021, I cracked the code on Shelly's case, and in June 2021, I'm taken down by all 3 officers that were involved in that whole entire extortion epidemic. So this was nothing more than a V for Vendetta. They are sick. These cops are sick in this town. And this isn't just in Sedona. This is everywhere in the United States. Okay? Just comply. Just comply, Matthew. Just comply. That's pretty much based off of disorderly conduct, which is based off of a communist rule. Okay? They use that in communist China. Just comply. Just
Pretty sure a lot of places have disorderly conduct laws.
comply. So it goes to show you guys, this isn't just a town.
Pretty sure in China it's also illegal to murder people. That doesn't make anti-murder laws inherently communist.
This is our country. This is what's happening in our country. And they are Freemasons. You see in my intro video all the time, Stephen Wilton, all those officers have the Freemason symbol right next to it. Right in plain sight, guys. That's how they do their magic. So,
well, what is this, a crossover episode? Okie Dad with 45 bits says they also use napkins in China, so napkins are confirmed communist propaganda. 5% to level 2. Stone Corbell with 50 bits says, "Oh no, we're falling into Tinfoil Tuesday." And Steve with the Q says, "Sov sits and tinfoil merge."
stick around for part 2. Much love and light. God bless.
Why was that only part 1? Why? Why does he have so much content? What are his most popular videos? 11% to level 2 with a minute and a half left. Oh yeah, he was one of the people that tried to serve the Arizona governor with, like, papers for violating his oath of office. That's funny. Minute left on the hype train. Don't let it die at only level 1.
A bad night after Thanksgiving on the toilet.
All right, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Matthew Paul Tucciaroni here with Jurisdiction Reclaiming Your American Status. We went down to the Capitol.
Neemsor Kolboth, thank you for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs and saving the hype train. Level 2 complete. I appreciate it very much.
Here in Arizona and Phoenix. And
that's the sub equivalent of making me a grilled cheese. Much appreciated.
And we did serve Doug Ducey his letter of intent to seize and desist today with about 20 people. Mickey Klon put all of this together for all of us. We served the letter of intent, which is the second step after pulling the surety bond, which we do have, his blanket bond that I've talked about in my previous episodes. So we did that today. We were actually able to get the lady that we served the letter of intent to that actually...
Puka with 100 bits and Chromatic Cuttlefish with 50 says this guy's a lunatic.
Gives it to
63% to level 4.
Ducey. She said that she accepts service on behalf of the governor, and we placed it in her hands, which means that she did accept service. So the letter of intent is in the governor's office right now, served by 20 people individually as well. So that is a huge win. We also went down to the AG attorney, the Attorney General's office today, and we served him the letter of intent to enforce that letter of intent.
A letter of intent to enforce the letter of intent. H-Beard says, speaking of undeclared firearms, someone made $3,000 selling 3D printed guns at a gun buyback event. I saw that, actually. That was pretty funny. I think it's fucked up, in fairness, that a person basically used a gun buyback and printed a bunch of guns just for that, but, you know, whatever.
On to Doug Ducey and for the AG to do his job. Brnovich is actually on the people's side, so we're hoping that he takes that letter of intent and has a good...
Dave M1 with 200 bits. Kind of reminds me... I don't remember where it was. Gosh, was it India? I feel like India under colonial UK rule. Nerdtacular 50 bits says, Happy Friday, Hannah in chat. Chromatic Cuttlefish, it's letters of intent all the way down. Anyway, they put a bounty on snakes, or certain kinds of snakes or something that were, like, a problem. And then people started realizing, you know what's easier than hunting these snakes? What if we just bred a bunch of these snakes and then killed them and gave them to the British government for money? So the problem became worse because people were now breeding the snakes they wanted to get rid of because the British government would pay people for the bodies of the snakes. Then the British, realizing what was happening, was like, shit, okay, we gotta stop the bounty on the snakes because they're taking advantage of us. That's their viewpoint, not mine. They're the fucking British. Mid-colonial era, so I don't really give a fuck. But, anyway, so they stopped paying people for the skins, and then everyone who was breeding those snakes just let them free. And it became an even bigger issue, so...
Good conversation.
You gotta think about incentive structures with this kind of thing, guys.
With Douglas Anthony.
Normally not a problem with gun buybacks, but if you're taking 3D printed guns, it's gonna be an issue because people are just gonna 3D print them and they barely fucking work anyway.
Ducey Jr. douche canoe. Funny, you know, that megaphone clip was hilarious.
78%, 91% to level 4 after Dave M1 gives 300 bits.
But I gotta, the reason why is because MSNBC labeled this cause for the bonds for the win. Paper terrorism, parents against mandates bombard school districts with sham legal claims.
Nerdtacular with 100 bits says, oh my god, whacking day.
I'm going to post the article in the description box below, but we have a series of clips to show you from today that we did with media coverage. We had the news media following us for a good 2 hours to both offices, Ducey's and Attorney General's.
Steve of the Q with 150 bits, thank you.
As well, Brnovich. So I'm going to go through a series of the clips. It's great. It shows how you need to stand in your power, and we give you the roadmap to success to do this in your own states as well, your own school boards, your own city townships, to call these people out, especially when they have a bond. And if they don't have a bond, it's illegal. And if they don't produce an oath of office, it's in conflict with we the people. So great information for you guys coming right now. Please watch the clips thoroughly. We did such an amazing job today. We even went after, for the city of Sedona, the claim that I have filed here in the city of Sedona. I had written AG Brnovich a letter to help with that claim as well, since there was a lot of violations due to the neglect from the Sedona Police Department that they placed upon me.
Chromatic Cuttlefish says, the news media are following you because you're a lol cow. Yeah, I don't think he gets that.
Negligence, trauma, you know, all sorts of stuff. You guys seen the
Can he be our new Marcel? No one will ever replace Marcel, but we can certainly watch him.
Videos of what the cops did and how I've won my court case, and now that I need to make a claim against the city for damages and trespass against me. So all that's in this. I really want you guys to watch this full video. Please like and share. Please like and share, because there's a lot of great information in here, and some of the clips that are on here are going viral right now on many social media outlets, including, of course, Telegram. So American State National.
I'm sure the furries are loving it. Alpaca Sent with 50 bits says, reminds me of something super effed up from Belgian Congo. They had strict rubber quotas and collected debt by severing people's hands off. Evil fucks realized that it didn't have to be your own hand, so they started collecting and selling hands. Oh god. Dave M1 with 300 bits gets us to 15% to level 5.
Nationals are here. I'm an independent national now.
Marstel is still missing, yes.
So looking forward to serving again with Mickey Klon and her Bonds for the Win team. What an awesome day that we've had. All right, Patriots, God bless. Take care. Here are the clips. All right, everybody, we're here today to serve Douglas Anthony Ducey Jr., our governor of Arizona. We are going to serve him our letter of intent, notice to cease and desist.
Oh my God! It's Ron. It's Jim Watkins. It's Q. Do you see? Right behind this guy on the left. That's the guy who's Q of QAnon fame. This guy's almost certainly a QAnon believer, and he doesn't even know he's hanging out with Q in this clip. That's so funny.
Because we've pulled his surety bond, his blanket bond for the entire state of Arizona. Right behind me, we have Ron Watkins.
Ron, he ran for, I want to say the Senate or something in Arizona, or the House. It was in the primary he ran and he lost badly, so that's good. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs, 98% to level 5, very close.
Who's running for Congress District 2 in Arizona. He's here to help us with the serving of the letter of intent to Douglas Anthony.
It was a House seat. He couldn't even win a House seat. Damn. Steve with the Q with the 100 bits says tip in. And there it is. Level 5. Thanks everyone for a level 5 hype train. Always appreciate it. Helps the stream run. Couldn't do it without it.
Ducey Jr. Thank you so much, everybody. Go Patriots, go Arizona.
Well, guys, so here we are. We are at the State Building. This is the Senate building here. And this is in Arizona, the House of Representatives over here. We are about to serve Governor Ducey with a letter of intent to file a claim against his surety bond. We've got several papers, and we doubt that he will be here in his office because he has been MIA. So stay tuned. We'll bring you on inside in a second. All right, here we go. We got our papers.
No offense, but is this the Arizona Capitol?
Going into
it sucks ass compared to the Michigan one.
The building. We got our group. We are here.
We are here to serve the government. We have Becky Klein and Megan leading the pack. NBC painting a really good picture of us yesterday. She's responsible.
They're no joke when it comes to security.
I just showed it to the check-in, to the security officer, the Capitol Police, and they allowed me through. So this process does work, everybody. As a state national, I have the paperwork to prove it.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Hope you're enjoying everything so far.
Along with child, adult sex trafficking. And by the way, we were at the border. Ron just confirmed that. Did you not confirm that?
I confirmed it, yes.
Yes, we were at the border recently. We actually spoke to border agents and people at the border, so that was confirmed. Next.
Governor Ducey did nothing to resist the activation of the FEMA camp in this state by the CDC, and doesn't have the power to do that.
He recently extended the Emergency Act.
So when?
Another few months.
Another few months of the Emergency Act, and there are conflicting oaths of offices as well. And we're also calling them out that they are a corporation of the United States. They're a fictitious entity, and the actor.
Did you see Ron smile at that? Even he's like, this is such fucking bullshit. I can't believe these people are fucking buying this.
Douglas Anthony Ducey Jr. in all capital letters occupies a corporate office in which we have pulled the DUNS number for the company, the state of Arizona, in all capital letters. That DUNS number is 805652526.
And the third grievance is the possible involving illegal immigration. How is it even possible? Involving illegal immigration in an international international border. But that's actual. We heard that the Border Patrol are pulling down lights to try that the people put up to stop the trafficking. So that's not possible. If that's true, that's actual collusion.
But we don't know if it's collusion of the governor with the Border Patrol.
And we have listed 70 violations.
It's just so funny listening to them all trying to justify why they're there. I don't know. It just feels like none of them are, like, really sure. They're like, child trafficking? Immigration, question mark? What a fucking weirdo. Alright.
Can you identify yourself real quick for me, please?
Okay, listen.
So, officer, what's your name?
I'm Trooper Harris,
Harris?
from the Oregon State Police.
What's your number?
So hear me out here. Okay, my DPST number is 53673.
Thank you so much.
All right,
now
hear me out. All I'm stopping you for is because you don't have a front plate displayed on your vehicle.
That's not illegal.
Here in the state of Oregon, you're required to have a front plate.
I have the right to travel. It's my 14th Amendment right.
That with you here on the roadside.
It's the law. It's the law.
Sir.
It's the law. You can't. I'm exercising my right.
Okay, here in the state of Oregon, you have to carry and present.
This is the law everywhere. No, this is the law everywhere.
Present.
This is my constitutional rights you're trying to stamp on right now, and I am not allowing that to happen.
Okay.
I know what my law is.
Can I talk and then I'll let you talk?
It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything from you.
Okay.
I do not consent, dude, at all.
Here in the state of Oregon, you have to carry and present a driver's license while you're driving on a public roadway.
You do not have to know that is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie.
All right. So
that is a lie. That is not true. You need to go and do your research. Go and
do your research. All right, I did it. You need a driver's license, and if your state says you need a front license plate, you need a front license plate, and you need a license plate in every state. So
figure out what law that you took an oath to uphold, and I am exercising my right as a United States citizen traveling in these lands as a traveler. I have every right to travel anywhere I want. Look it up, okay?
Okay.
I don't have to identify myself. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Okay.
Like, I know how this is going to end, okay?
Exactly.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Sir, listen. All it was going to be was a warning and an education that you need to put a front plate
I don't,
on your
though.
vehicle,
That's the thing. I don't.
So all I have to do is positively ID you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm not giving you my ID. I didn't break any laws.
And then I can get
no, that's a lie. That's a lie. You need to look up your law. You need to look up your law, okay? You need to look up the law of the land.
3519.
Do you even know what right to travel is? You can. It's okay if you don't.
Sir, I know there's lots of stuff on the internet.
No, it's not the internet.
Sir, I know there's a lot of stuff on the internet. People are just the dumbest animals.
It's your constitutional right to travel. It says that I can travel with my possessions. I don't need to discuss it in court. It doesn't have to go any further than this right here. I know the law. And if you decide to violate that law, I will have your job. I'm telling you this. I will. And I will. I'm telling you.
This is definitely not the first time I've been down this.
Okay, I think it is the first time. I think this is the first time you've ever heard of any kind of information like this. Right to travel, okay? Your 14th Amendment right says I can travel without registration, license, without anything, with my own property. I have the right to travel as a United States American, dude. Like, look it up.
A U.S. American? I haven't heard that one in a while.
I'm not like sitting here trying to bust your balls, dude, but you're harassing me right now. I was going about my day trying to have breakfast, man. A warning. For something that I don't need. It's crazy. You should probably look that up, though. And I'm just recording so I make sure I have copy for everything. But you should look it up, right to travel, though. You really should. Before you start.
Like I said, this has been about the 25th time I've gone down this road.
So why didn't you just say have a good day? Why didn't you just say have a...
Because the other people were arrested and charged, just like you're gonna be.
Good day then. I'm not violating.
He can't even be like, wait a minute. He's been through this 25 times and he's still doing it. Math figures appearing around the head. What does that mean? Stone Corbell says, I try to only say U.S. Americans since there are 57 countries in the Americas, trying to break myself of calling people from the U.S. Americans.
I am not breaking the law.
Positively ID you?
You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to.
Driving down the road.
I have a right, dude. So you can just stop anybody and just tell them to ID themselves? You're lying.
If they have probable cause, they need probable cause, though.
You said you could just stop anybody and tell them to ID
Sure,
themselves?
this is a traffic stop. You're
For
driving
what?
on
I'm not
the
doing anything
roadway.
illegal. I know
You've been
this.
in
I'm not.
violation of not displaying front license plate. And that
You're not
is
required. You're not required unless you're driving. Unless you're driving for commerce. I'm not driving for commerce. I'm traveling, buddy.
Like I said, sir, I've been down this road many times.
Well,
so-
obviously you haven't, because you're sitting here wasting my time and for trying to
We're
violate my
certainly wasting
rights.
time, sir, because all I need to do is positively ID you and we can both go about our day.
I'm not letting you positively ID me.
Okay.
I know my rights.
H. Baird says, speaking of U.S. Americans, is this the clip I was thinking of? Yep.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Slater held it together pretty well, all things concerned. I'd be fucking dying. I don't know how he held that together. I'd be like, are you kidding? Yes, that was real. It was from a beauty pageant in the early 2000s. It was a very viral clip at the time. It is real. She's been interviewed since then about it. She was nervous and just had a she had a, I'm not even gonna say brain fart. She brain shit her pants. It was a brain shart.
I'm not driving under commerce. I'm not driving for cash. I'm traveling, dude. And right now you're harassing me.
You need to ID yourself, brother.
No, I don't, brother. Seriously, man. You guys aren't listening to me.
Okay, so hear me out.
You're gonna arrest me for what?
So listen.
Go ahead. I'll have your job.
Pause, because I want this to go easy, okay?
I do too.
I could be the
You're
nicest
gonna
super-
he's
listen.
about to assault me.
Hey,
you're
listen
about
for a
to
second.
unlawfully arrest me.
Sir, listen to me. Okay, give me 30 seconds and then I'll give you a minute. Okay?
Mhm.
So, right now this is what's going to happen. I need to positively ID you. If I'm not able to do so, I can detain you and take you to jail, fingerprint you, positively ID you.
For what?
As soon as I know you're identified.
For what?
Sure.
I'm gonna have your guys' job at the end of this.
Like
I'll
I
go
just
down to the
said,
jail. I'll
you're
go
in
down
the
there. I
state
don't
of
really
Oregon.
care.
You have to carry and present.
No, I
Okay?
don't, dude. No,
Okay.
unless I'm breaking. I'm not
about ready to
breaking any
put you in
laws. You can't
handcuffs
just
if
ask
you're-
me. You
Okay.
can't just. I want your supervisor.
Guy on the left is just chewing gum, just waiting. Can I tase him yet?
Is there anything
I'm
to
asking.
say?
I'm asking your.
Granite Cuttlefish with 50 bits says, I still remember many years ago when my dad was pulled over by a Texas state trooper for failing to indicate when he pulled out of a highway rest stop. After a few minutes of the cop trying to puzzle out an international driver's license, my dad took pity on him and gave him his Australia license. At this point, the cop decided he was over this and told my dad nicely not to do it again. Yeah.
Speak to your supervisor right now.
Give you your ID.
I'm asking you. No, I'm asking to speak to your supervisor right now, and you have to let me do that.
All right. So right now.
Okay, I'm having your job. That's your job, you guys.
Why does he keep saying he's going to have his job? Does he mean he's going to lose his job? Yes, it means I'm going to get you fired.
Then you know that I want my phone. Give me my phone.
Hey. I'll get your phone in a second. Calm down.
I'm okay. I'm fine. You guys are about to have your jobs taken from you. You guys are fucking violating every right that I have right now. I got you. Don't even trip. What's your name? Could you please identify yourself, please?
Sure.
Sir? And my phone?
Josephine County Sheriff's Office.
What's your number?
60009.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
So.
Oh my God. So you arrested me for what now? So what are you arresting me for?
How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Hey, it's died for a couple reasons. First off, you don't have your front plate mounted.
Right.
As required.
Because I don't believe I'm required to.
Okay.
Said,
state statute says you are.
Statutes aren't laws.
Oh god, every fucking time with this shit. I think every person who gets, like, convicted of one of these things and it's found to be that they were doing the sovereign citizen shit should have to sit down, kind of like when certain people do certain things and get their driver's license taken away unless they, like, go through a driver's training course or driver safety course or whatever. I think if you're found guilty of a crime like this and you were a sovereign citizen, you should have to have a compulsory 4-hour class where you go and they show you all these videos of people getting their windows smashed and getting arrested and going, this doesn't work. Let me explain why this doesn't work.
Yeah.
He does look very smug.
Technically
second,
not.
You have expired registration.
Okay.
And
Okie Dad says, FYI for all the sovereign citizens. Statute. Definition. A law enacted by the legislative branch of the government. Wow. Synonyms. How do they work?
And you have an obvious window tint violation.
That's cool.
Have your ID with you?
I don't. If I haven't committed a crime, I'd rather not provide my identifications. If you want to write me a ticket for the infractions, I'm totally happy to fight it out in court. That's
Listen,
cool.
man, I'm not here to be a jerk.
No, I got you.
I understand you have your thoughts away at things.
No, and you see that don't tread on me on the front, and I feel like you want to tread on me, so
okay. No,
I would
I'm not here
appreciate
to
a ticket so I
interfere
can
with
be on
your
my way.
thoughts. Okay, but you are required to provide an ID.
Am I?
You are, yes, by law.
With all caps corporate identification, I'm not one of your employees. I'm a man traveling in my private property. I'm not doing commerce on the roadways. And if you call for backup, you're conspiring against my rights.
Can you send me a backup?
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. If you call for backup, you're conspiring against my rights.
Could you get me a supervisor as well, too?
Alright. We can...
We're not playing games here. I'm just asking for a supervisor because I know my rights. No, you're the ones playing games because you're trying to infringe on my rights. You just called for backup. That's conspiracy against rights. 18 U.S.C. 241, conspiracy against rights. 18 U.S.C. 242 would be deprivation of rights under color of law. Under color of law is where you're acting right now.
I'm not...
And the United States government is defunct. It exists in name only. All caps corporations. I'm not an all caps corporation. I'm a man. All lowercase.
I'm not saying you're a man. I'm not saying you're not traveling.
Or what are you trying to say?
You're in a motor vehicle on a state highway, okay?
And you're trying to charge me with statutes, codes, and ordinances which are not laws. I am a man who abide by the laws of the land. I do no harm.
I'm fascinated by this level of narcissism. Do you know how narcissistic and full of yourself you have to be this confident in the face of just objective evidence that your worldview is wrong? Do you know how full of yourself you have to be to not be reading this situation and not understand that the cop's shock and surprise is indicative that maybe what you're saying is bullshit and crazy? Someone asking about the lowercase thing. Official government documents like tickets and court summons and stuff will be written often in all capital letters. This includes proper names. So, for instance, if your name was, you know, Tom Smith, it'll appear in legal documents in all capital letters. Sovereign citizens believe that this is because when representing a name in all capital letters, it somehow means that it is a corporate straw man fictional version of yourself owned by the state that then makes them have jurisdiction over you. But if you identify as being the all lowercase letter human, then they don't have power over you because you're separate from your straw man corporate name. None of that's true, of course. the reason names are all caps on government documents is because it's easier to read. But, you know, crazy people are gonna be crazy. So. Alpaca Scent says, cops are NPCs, just ask Black Pigeon Speaks. Okie Dad says, every time someone says, I'm a man, I remember this clip of OSU's football coach.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Harm. I expect no harm to be done to me, and I expect not to be molested in my travels.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate what you guys do in keeping people safe and all that stuff, and I just want to be respected.
And
I
I don't
respect
think
you guys.
I'm not being respectful to you.
Oh, you're not. You're totally being respectful, and I'm trying to be respectful as well, and I'm just trying to exercise my rights and not have this escalate into something it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to do that. Obviously, I stop over 1,000 people a year, every year, and mostly without incident, right?
Which is why I asked for my ticket so I could be on my way.
I can't issue a ticket if I don't know who you are.
I'm Tyler John, all lowercase. Once I give you my surname, then I'm incorporating. My surname is a corpse. It's tied to the family. So if I say I'm giving you that information under duress, I'm fine with that.
I guess I'm not tracking. You need to provide an identification.
Okay. So under threat, duress, and coercion, I am giving you this.
Cool.
Well, what happens if I don't give it to you?
You'd be arrested.
I'm just
don't
saying.
Provide any type of identification, right? I can't see that.
You can see that.
I cannot make you out through that. Okay, you need to provide it. That's
I don't
state
believe
property.
I have to give it to you. I believe I
State
just have to
property.
present it. I'm
Yes,
just saying. State
absolutely.
property. That's the problem. It's not my property then. It becomes state property because you want my name in all caps. Then I bet you want my insurance and my registration, which also says I'm in all caps, corporate citizen or entity
I'm not
or
here
person.
to discuss the intricacies of that. Okay?
Right, okay. So write me my
Violate-
I stopped it. I apologize.
We're back in business.
I appreciate it.
Okay. I just want to make sure you got everything covered here. So,
Right.
the-
Well, and I have Supreme Court rulings that as a traveler, I don't need license, insurance, or registration. So
No, there have been 0 United States Supreme Court cases that have said that, ever.
I mean, no, because you're classifying me as a driver, which is someone doing
No, it's
business
not.
on the roadway. Someone being paid to do commerce on the roadway. Tractor, trailer, taxi driver. I am not any of those. I'm a private citizen, person, man, traveling in my private property. So I just appreciate if I can get my tickets and do it my way. However you guys classify it, because that's the thing. You get into definitions. Black's Law Dictionary. A driver is someone doing commerce on the roadway.
Oh my god, that's an edition of Black's Law Dictionary from the 1930s and you're not even reading it correctly. Holy fucking shit, that was like the 3rd edition. We're on like the 14th edition now. Read a book that isn't something that is online for free because it's in the public domain.
So when we go to court over this, that is where I'm going with this, is the definition legally.
It's fine.
So
Fun fact, if the legal dictionary you're reading is in the public domain, all of the definitions in it are probably out of date.
You can argue that all you want. Obviously, we've been through this many times.
Cool.
Okay, and I'm sure you have as well.
Mhm.
Okay, if this is, it sounds like you've done quite a bit of research. Okay, and I'm glad you have. Okay, I encourage anybody to do as much research as they can. Right.
Tregery Term says, my dad was parroting some sovereign citizen bullshit a few weeks ago. Shut that shit down real quick. Good job.
my problem
to protect
is
themselves.
the government's just reaching for everything they can right now. And
Everything.
everything.
So to make sure
They're
all the basic
$30 trillion in debt, $130 trillion in unfunded liabilities. I mean, I don't believe you guys have the money or the jurisdiction to do what you're doing, except for you're taking it from us to fund what you guys do. So yeah, I've done some research, and I would just like to get my tickets, be on my way, and I'll see you in court.
Okay.
What's your name, badge number? McMaster?
Kevin J. McMaster, badge number 91.
I believe that. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Hang tight, Tyler. I'll be right back with you.
Sounds good, thank you.
Your ID back.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm issuing you a couple equipment warnings today.
All right.
312205 front plate. 3115-962 for window tint. Okay. I understand you have your own thoughts on that. I won't sit here and lecture you about them.
I appreciate
but,
Broha, thank you for 14 months.
You're going to have to correct those to travel on Wyoming highways. All right.
Okie Dan with 45 bits as accountant here. His use of unfunded makes me a wee bit angry because I guarantee he doesn't know shit about governmental accounting. I would agree with you on that.
Due to your expiration dates on your registration and your driver's license, okay, both being a year old or more, right, you're receiving a citation for those. Okay. Both of those are here, along with failure to provide proof of liability insurance. Okay. As you're correct, you have 7 days to provide that to the court, right? Sounds like you're pretty familiar with that process. Okay. So 3 citations in total, I explained to you. You can show for your court date, which would be the 13th of July in Weston County.
Okay.
The county seat's Newcastle. All right, I'm sure you're familiar.
Sounds good.
If you don't wish to show for them, you can pay the forfeitable bond. Okay. All the information to do that is on the back here, right? You can either do it online through the mail, and then of course there's some phone numbers for the courts if you have any questions regarding those. Okay.
Sounds good.
Hand those to you there.
Appreciate it.
Do you have any questions for me before we leave?
That'll be good.
All right, man. Wish we could have met on better circumstances because I bet we have a lot more in common. But
I bet.
Either way, I want you to have a safe trip.
Been the
All
most
right?
pleasant encounter I've had, so
All
I
right,
appreciate
man.
you.
Good deal.
What a strange citizen.
Thanks out there. Go on. Thanks so much for Not really, because in fact you decided to turn a camera on me.
Yeah, I have the right to. Why? Because I don't want you to be that when you don't go somewhere else, you change the word, you think this, say that. All the people be saying.
Sorry.
All the people be saying.
Just okay. Well, on camera, can you say, do you have insurance? Where's your insurance policy?
Well, I'm recording it for my own protection.
What protection?
I don't want to say. I have been lied against before, but I have been lied against.
This cop needs to shut the fuck up. People are allowed to film you. I don't even know what the law is in the UK or wherever the fuck this is, but if you're a cop and you're complaining about being filmed, what the fuck are you worried about?
Before Barrigada.
Lied against before.
Barrigada. I don't
You
want
have
that.
appeared on our system. For what offence?
I will not say it. Whatever you want to do now.
When have I ever said you're going to be arrested, Victor?
Then let me go. Let me go.
Excuse me.
Hey, here's another Michigan one. This is in Hastings, Michigan. Gregory Terms says, it seems like sovereign citizens are almost always right-wing, likely because they have an aversion to taxes and whatnot. Have you ever seen a left-wing sovereign citizen on stream? They definitely exist. There's actually a documentary on HBO called The Anarchists, and there are some people on there who are, they're all pretty sovereign citizen-y. Most of them are sort of ANCAP right-wing anarchists, but there's one or two that kind of are hippie, granola, left-wing sovereign citizen types, so it does happen, it's just less common. But it certainly does happen. I think we've seen it once or twice, but not like regular contributors.
Hey, how's it going? Sergeant Klein, Hastings City Police. Stopped you for failing to stop, leaving a private drive, failing to signal, and no vehicle plate on the back of your vehicle.
For doing what now?
Do you have a driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
For hold on now. What did you say that I did, and where was this at now exactly?
No
Because I don't.
problem. I'll explain it all to you.
Yeah.
So you failed to stop, leaving a private drive.
Where was that?
When you entered onto Michigan Avenue. You failed to signal when you turned onto Michigan Avenue from that
I
private
failed to
drive.
stop. What are you talking about? I have to pull out slow and stop there to look.
You have to,
I
you
don't.
have to come to a complete stop. You failed to come to a complete stop. Do you have a driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
I am traveling home, and
God damn it. Sir, just say sorry. I wasn't thinking. There was no one around. I made a rolling stop. Shouldn't have done that. Sorry, officer.
I did nothing wrong. And so I'd like to see on your camera or something, some proof of what you're talking about, because there's nothing. Sir, I am freely traveling, and I have the right to freely travel.
You're not anymore. You're legally detained. So, do you have a driver's license?
So I'm being arrested and detained right now. Yeah, that is what it is. A roadside arrest right now.
No, it's a detainment.
What?
Do you have a driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, and I am freely traveling.
No. You have a registration, proof of insurance, driver's license. I can get you home pretty quick as long as you can provide the information I'm looking for, sir.
You right now. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sergeant Klein, 415.
Sergeant Klein, 415.
Yes, sir.
What authority do you have to stop me from while freely traveling down the road here? What?
Let me explain it to you again. I'll explain it again. In the state of Michigan, when you leave a private drive and entering a roadway,
okay,
you have to come to a complete stop. You failed to. When you enter, let me finish.
Hmm?
When you are turning onto a roadway, you have to signal. You failed to signal. When you travel on a Michigan roadway, you have to have a vehicle plate. Now, let me finish. There has been a number of constraints with the Secretary of State. If you don't have a vehicle registration, what I need is proof of an appointment, vehicle title, or bill of sale. Okay?
Gregory Term with 50 bits says, if these people were just polite, apologetic, and weren't acting indignant, they'd probably get away with the vast majority of the traffic stops they're involved in, provided they're white, unfortunately. More of them than they get away with now.
These are all simple things. So if you have your driver's license...
You love when they get pulled over for some dumb shit outside of sovereign citizen stuff, like not using a turn signal. I think it compounds. Like, I think if the cop saw them do that, but they had a license plate, the cop might have let it go. But the more things the cop sees you doing that are illegal, all of a sudden the calculus in their head of, is it worth it to pull them over and do the paperwork and shit? You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, if they have like a quota that they're trying to hit, they'll pull you over regardless. But if they're not up against it, if it's like the first of the month and they have all month still, I don't think they give a shit. I think most of the time they'd be like, I don't want to deal with it. Break one law at a time, people. Only break one law at a time. This is important.
So again, now, a driver's license would be someone that's in the act of commerce, correct?
Incorrect.
Because your transportation code that you're discussing is someone that is in the act.
For the record, the ideal number of crimes is 0, but, you know, I get it. Commit one at a time if you have to.
Of commerce. Do you suspect...
For legal reasons, that was a joke. Did I see the new sexy ET 4K box set? I saw it. I'm not interested. I get it. It's cool, probably especially if you were around when E.T. came out, because I think this is a replica of an actual, like, original E.T. lunchbox. But I don't. It doesn't interest me. I already have E.T. on 4K. I don't need a lunchbox. That's just me, though. Though, very excitingly, like I said the other day, the second season of Doctor Who is coming to Blu-ray, finally. So that's nice. That'll come out next year, probably. Oh, they're doing 4K? Cannibal Holocaust? Cannibal Holocaust is coming out on 4K for the first time. Nice. Getting distracted.
Me, Sergeant Klein, to be in the act of commerce currently.
Sir, I just need your driver's license.
Sir, do you suspect me to be in the act of commerce currently? You already...
Don't they have to rely on lost footage for old Who? It depends on the episode. One story in this is missing some episodes, so they're using telesnaps to reconstruct it. Some episodes of Doctor Who that are lost, they've animated. Not all of them, though. For the ones they haven't animated, they've been using what's called telesnaps, which is basically still images every 5 seconds or so in the episode were taken, and then they have the full audio track, so they just play the audio track and cycle through the images. So it's kind of like getting a very low frame rate episode, but the footage was lost forever, so it's the best we have.
He stated that I am.
What's the website called where you get those Blu-rays? I always just go to Blu-ray.com, and from there you can get all sorts of... This is just a news aggregate site for, like, news and reviews and deals on Blu-rays. And then individually, you know, you can click a link like this, and it'll take you to Amazon or whatever. And you can get Doctor Who, or... What's this one? Columbia Classics. This one, most of them take you to Amazon. Not always, though. But, like, this one, you can get to the Criterion releases by clicking on these, because the Criterion releases are being announced here.
I am freely traveling, sir. Sir, you just stated that I am freely...
If you have something that can help with stream, Twitter DMs, yeah, would be good.
Traveling, now you're mixing things up here.
I need a second, non-priority.
Sir, I am not in the act of commerce. My vehicle is not used for commerce. Therefore, I do not need to do what you are requiring of me, sir.
If I actually can get a county or state, I'm just out the city.
Yeah, Cannibal Holocaust was the film where the director was, like, arrested because they thought it was real, and they thought people were actually killed. It's not. It's a movie that's supposed to be like a found footage film, basically. There's more to it than that, but there are sections that are very found footagey. It was one of the infamous UK video nasties. It was banned in the UK for a very long time. It's a pretty tasteless movie. It's a pretty ridiculous exploitation, gory, stupid movie. Green Inferno is a riff on that same concept. Lily Lovestuff says, I know in the world of Eurovision we're missing the 1956 show. It was the first time we have the winner's reprise, and the 1964 show, this was lost due to a fire, but the rumor persists that the French found it in the basement. Isn't the animal abuse real? It might be. It might be. I don't remember what the animal abuse was in that movie. I've seen Cannibal Holocaust like once and I was half paying attention. I watched it for the... more for the historical value and saying I've seen it than being interested in the plot. It's a lot of just sensationalized exploitation stuff. And I like exploitation movies a lot of the time. I have a whole collection of exploitation films. Kino Lorber put out a whole big box like collection that I have all of so far. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind owning Cannibal Holocaust someday, but I can't imagine I'd ever watch it.
Please, sir, that's what you have just said now. Is that I am traveling, which I am. I am free to travel, sir.
You are. I'm asking you politely, professionally. I am a police
You're getting
officer.
upset. I understand.
I'm not upset at all.
I'm
not upset at all. I need your driver's
I don't want you to
license.
escalate. I'm not trying to
I'm not
escalate
escalating.
anything.
I need your driver's license. I need your registration.
And do you suspect me of being a driver in the act of commerce currently?
I don't know what you're talking about. You
Right.
need a driver's license in the state of Michigan to operate a vehicle. If you don't have one,
Do you understand
then I
the
need some
code?
proof of insurance.
Then I'd like your
Identification.
superior, please, to be here. I'd like to
Ain't
see.
happening.
It's
I'm
not
it tonight.
happening. You're it tonight.
I'm it tonight. You want to talk?
You have
to
no
him?
lieutenant available.
No.
Nothing.
You want to talk to him tomorrow morning? You can talk to him tomorrow morning. Right now, I need your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. If you don't have a form of identification, give me your name, and I can go that way.
Because you don't know. You know my name, Officer Klein.
I know your name.
You know my name.
He knows who the vehicle is registered to. He doesn't necessarily know that you are the person the vehicle is registered in the name of.
Correct.
He could have a pretty good idea if you have a driver's license photo that's up to date on file somewhere.
So,
spell your last for me.
Nerdtacular says, I know we've kind of talked about it, but have you done a stream dedicated to your film collection and such? Is there enough interest? I want to do that someday. Even if there's not that much interest, I'd like to do it. Even if like 2 people showed up, I'd sit there and talk about my collection with them and show them stuff. Probably won't be for a while though. I'm trying to get pretty on the ball and have streams people want to watch. At least right now.
Spell your last name for me. I don't know how you spell your name.
H-E-I-K-K-I-L-A.
Hold on. My pen doesn't work very well in the cold. H-E-I?
Yep. K-K-I-L-A.
K-K-I...
I-L-A.
Sorry, sound of the road. What's your first name? Adam, right?
Correct. And what was your name and badge number one more time again?
Klein 415.
Klein
What's your middle name, sir?
415. My middle name?
Yes, sir.
M.
What's your middle name?
Mark.
Mo? M-O-E?
Mark.
Mark.
Let's take a deep breath, please, sir.
I can't hear because of the road.
Okay.
And you're not giving me any identification,
Okay.
which I saw in your wallet.
You didn't see anything in my wallet because you haven't seen anything.
Put it on your phone. I did. I've sat here and watched you for 2 minutes. What's your date of birth?
Watch me for 2 minutes. You saw, yeah.
Yeah, well, you sat here and turned on your phone. You pulled out your cord. You pulled out your ID. You actually pulled it out, and then you put it back in. Yeah, you did.
I'm not in the act of commerce, sir.
What's your date of birth?
So I'm not
Adam,
in the
what's
act
your date
of
of birth?
commerce, sir. Then get the sheriff deputy like you requested out here.
They're coming. Give me what's your date of birth?
Let's call DAR. Call the sheriff out here if you would.
What's your date of birth?
Can we do that? Can we call the sheriff, please?
What's your date of birth?
1/17/81.
1/17.
And sir, is this being recorded? Do you have camera on?
Absolutely.
All right, you have camera on, and you have audio recording as well.
Yes. 1/17/81.
1/17/81.
All right, sounds good. You got any documentation for the vehicle? Insurance, registration,
sir?
Title?
I am traveling down the road currently.
Mr. Michael, listen. The more you cooperate, the better this is going to go for you. Okay? I'm telling you right now. All right?
Sir,
the better you cooperate, the better this is going to go. Do you have insurance, vehicle title, registration, anything for...
Meek says he can tell this is in northern-ish Michigan. That cop has a pseudo-Canadian accent.
The vehicle.
Right now, sir, this is my vehicle. I am in this vehicle.
Do you have any weapons in the vehicle?
I have, sir. I do not consent to any searches or seizures.
Oh, that's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer to that question.
Is there anything that's going on?
Do you have any
I don't need to answer. I don't want to answer any of your questions, sir.
Hang tight.
Mr. Michael, I'm just going to let you know what's going to happen, okay? Since you're not providing any information for your vehicle, I'm going to read your VIN number off your dashboard, okay? If I can't read that, then I'm going to open your door, and I'll let you know before I open your door and read your VIN on your door, okay? Just hang tight.
Mine.
Okay.
And I would register it if I was going to use it for commercial operation, like is required.
What do they think commercial driver's licenses are for? Do they not know they exist? Because every state, I think, also has commercial driver's licenses. If they think all driver's licenses are commercial driver's licenses, then what the fuck are commercial driver's licenses for? Doesn't really make sense, does it?
By law.
Okay.
And so I'm not using it for commercial operation. This is mine.
Okay.
Okay. That's...
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. You keep talking about this.
I don't know. I'd like to sit down with you and let's talk about this and explain it, because I have a group that meets every week. I have a group that meets every week. Absolutely, man. I'm here every day still.
You want to join my militia, officer?
Absolutely.
Tomorrow,
And I'm telling you right now, man, I've got a group that we can sit down and go over all of these laws with, all right? I would love it. We are working hard to make sure that we educate and work hard to be free and self-governed, brother.
Let me speak for a
Yeah.
second.
I'm gonna get my water here. I'm not great, you know. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
I'm telling you what I'm doing. I appreciate you telling me what you're doing. So listen, as long as you got insurance.
He's drinking out a full gallon of water? Oh my god, this man's a psychopath. Get a water bottle, sir. Nerdtacular says, okay, last comment, since that's not what this stream is about, but since we can't exactly show clips of films due to copyright issues, maybe we can supplement with clips from documentaries. I saw a fairly good Video Nasty doc on Tubi lately. Oh, that'd be good.
It's in your name. I'm good with it, okay?
I've got it, man.
So if you're just making this more difficult by not providing any of this information, okay?
I have insurance.
Okay, but you're not willing to show me any of the documentation.
I have to pull it on my phone.
Do that for me. I'd love that. If you could do that, we can get going on the road. We're done. We're out of here.
Like I said, I will set up. I still got your email.
You got that going? You're still good? I just stopped until you were ready to get.
Yeah, no, that's good again. Yeah. I would, like I said, I would like to get together with you. We have a group, a common law group that has been meeting for several years, and we have gone through.
They just like to throw common law in front of things. You have a common law group. What do you even think that means, as distinct from just a group?
Repeatedly on all these laws, and there is multiple Supreme Court rulings from around the country that talks about these things, and
again, confusing state Supreme Courts with the national Supreme Court.
That's what we've been working towards.
So how about
all right?
This? So normally I would say go get a plate on your vehicle, but tonight, since you got a lot more information you want to share with me, you got my email?
I'm pretty sure I still have your email.
Shoot me an email. We'll set up a time. I normally work night shift. I'm working tomorrow for a little short period of time. That's why I said tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll set up a time. We'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
This cop is actually going to try and sit down and teach this guy why what he believes is full of shit. Do you know how much money I would give to see footage of that conversation if it happened? Willie Love Stuff says, Hannah, it's a common law throuple.
What? Do yourself a favor. Do me a favor, all right?
Yeah.
I know you got your ID. I saw it. Just hand over your ID.
Yeah, I'm going to be dropping that here soon.
He successfully did ask the cop out on a date, yes.
Too, so that's a whole nother.
I mean, what I'm saying is this could have been way smoother. I got 2 other officers standing out here because of how you were just not willing to give any of the information that you have. I'm not looking to violate anybody's rights. I'm not out here looking to get in a fight with you. Nothing. All right?
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me? Do you need anything from me?
No.
Business card or anything?
I got you on here as far as what it is. I'm okay with that. I got you. All right.
All right. You have a good night.
All right.
Okay?
I will be in touch, sir. Thank you.
What a psycho. Oh, he plays Beat Saber. It do be like that. Beat Saber's rad.
First, I gave him our Utah law enforcement pamphlet.
Okay, so this just explains to you what to do here in the U.S. if you get pulled over?
Yes, and you make sure that law enforcement understands that there's nationals traveling. Those are our issued driver's licenses, just to make sure that, because, you know, it's a learning curve. It's not, you know, common. So I make sure that I carry things to make sure law enforcement understands that I'm a national. I'm actually the governor of the province of Georgia, actually.
For success, it's important to stay calm and build rapport.
But yeah, I'm a holistic doctor, which is why I deliver the medical supplies. Board certified doctor.
Okay. Now I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
How much marijuana is in the vehicle?
None.
Okay, I'm getting a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle.
You can check if you like.
Okay.
You can check if you like, but it's my board certification.
Oh, I don't need that, sir.
And there you can check. There's no marijuana in the vehicle, but I also have that as well from the national government. But there is no marijuana in the vehicle.
He just gave him consent to search his vehicle. I'm assuming the cop would have done it anyway. He would have said he had probable cause based on the marijuana odor, but still, not a great call to give cops the right to search your vehicle.
It is at this point I pull out my USAR-issued marijuana license and put it on the dashboard for the officer to see. I immediately let him know he can search so he wouldn't grow suspicious.
I like that we're getting basically internal monologue.
Put these here.
Other narrator, the cop was in fact suspicious.
But notice, he never tells me he's radioing for backup to move forward with the search until I ask him.
But yeah, then they also advised to, well.
I'm sorry?
I was just going to say that as governor, we always tell our citizens to let the officer know that if there's any verification that needs to be done or anything that you are supposed to call my president.
Okay.
But yeah, and I do apologize for going too fast. Does it change? Does the speed limit drop at a certain point? Because this isn't my area.
Not till you get to Clayton, but the maximum speed limit in Rabun County, which is where we are right now, is 55.
And how many miles am I?
Officer, have you considered that I cannot drive 55?
I in Rabun. Rabun?
Inside of Rabun, you are probably about 6 miles inside Rabun right now.
How many miles to get through, though, to where it...
To where you...
What is this helpful for?
Where you're headed?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think last time, I was looking at GPS to check. I think it last said I had 15 more minutes to get to this nursing home. So.
Okay. Yeah, you're not very far.
And my seatbelt's on.
Yes, I'm thankful for that. Thank you, sir. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to get my radio to work.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was trying to do. My GPS conked out on me a quick second with no signal while I was driving.
Remember, our government is an ally with his government, so there's no need to be militant or hostile.
He's a Moorish citizen.
With the officer. After engaging with the officer, he has a clear understanding that I am not a U.S. citizen.
He is a U.S. citizen. He's a U.S. citizen who thinks he's not, but he is.
And he must engage with me differently.
What government? The Moroccan government. Moorish citizens are American citizens, generally, though surprisingly, not always, African-American individuals who have bought into a ahistorical conspiracy theory. They believe that the slave trade as it existed, in the Americas, they don't think it existed. They don't think the slave trade happened. So they don't think African Americans are African Americans. They think they're the indigenous population of the United States, and that white people came over and signed a treaty with them. By the way, they also thought that the Americas were part of the, quote, Moroccan Empire, which is why they call themselves Moorish citizens. They think they're Moroccan, even though they're not. And they think that then they were, like, double-crossed by white people, which, in fairness, fair assumption to make if you weren't completely wrong about the foundational aspects of what you believe. But anyway, they think that the white man then hid history and made up the slave trade and everything in order to obfuscate reality. So they think that American law doesn't apply to them because they don't think they're Americans, they think they're Moorish, which of course still doesn't make sense because regardless of what your nationality is, the law applies to you when you're in the United States. So I don't know.
As a national, I let the officer know I am fully compliant with his processes.
Oh, sorry about that.
You gotta check my registration and stuff?
No, since you said I could check the card because I do smell that odor, I'm asking for another unit to come up here, just so for officer safety.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't actually want to
I know I said you could search, but I didn't think you actually would. I'd like to withdraw consent, sir. The cop's gonna do it anyway. I assume he's gonna say he has probable cause because of the marijuana odor.
If you can go ahead and do what you gotta do, because I'm trying to get to going.
I'm thinking real fast at this point.
Do I have to consent to a search?
I mean,
that's not exactly what I was trying to do. Consenting to opening my car and doing all this. But there is no marijuana, so, or anything illegal in the vehicle. No, so, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to consent, but I mean, with the odor I'm smelling, I'm just gonna get a canine out here.
I was waiting on him to say that.
I mean, it's up to you.
What's up to me?
If you want to give consent or not. Consent to search the vehicle.
If I consent, does a canine have to come? We have to wait on all those things?
Yes. No. And regardless of whether or not there is actually weed, the cop will, get the dog to signal that there is. It's a whole bullshit thing. I've never had to deal with that, luckily, but I gotta imagine someone has. I've never transported marijuana illegally in my vehicle. Granite Cuttlefish says this is like Han Solo on the intercom from the detention block, rather. We're fine. Accidental discharge. We have it under control now. How are you?
No, sir. If you consent, we don't have to wait on a canine.
I knew the answer to that. I just wanted to hear him say it.
I don't need to be waiting on a canine. And if there's any problems, I highly advise that you also discuss with my national government, who's issued all rights. But there's nothing in here, so I don't even know why it would be necessary, but just letting you know.
Well, let me just explain where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Marijuana is illegal in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
Little bit like this, less than an ounce, I don't care about. I'm just going to destroy it. You can't be in possession of it.
I understand.
But any amount whatsoever is illegal in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
That's why I'm going through all this with you.
And the only reason that I'm mentioning this is because it's as far as national government, and not being a 14th Amendment citizen, Negro, Black, Colored, I'm Moorish American national. So my national government, which supersedes the federal, has issued me rights for it. So I'm just...
Oh, it's not even an actual, medical weed card from some other state. It's a bullshit Moorish American card, which is worth less than the plastic it's printed on.
Making sure that...
I thought it was at least a neighboring state or something. He had a legit medical card. No, it's just a bullshit plastic card they printed pictures of weed on.
Part is clear. This isn't a generic thing. This is an actual national... But, a lot of people don't know that we actually have an indigenous Native American national government for...
You're not Native Americans.
Africans born in America. So, but I'm
That's not how it works.
Being thorough with explaining things, and What do you need me to do so that you can check?
I'm not saying you're
What
in
do you?
trouble
Well,
for
no,
it.
I understand. So what would you need me to do at this point? Because I really need to get to these patients.
I'm honestly just waiting on another unit.
So
I'm
that
gonna look real
your
quick
safety.
and get you on the road.
I got you.
Okay.
I understand, for your safety.
I can't have you standing out here while I'm looking in your vehicle.
Makes sense.
By patience, he means he's gonna bring a bunch of weed to some old people.
That's not
That
safe
wouldn't
for
even
me
make
or you.
Yeah, you.
Which, to be clear, I think he should be allowed to do. If a bunch of old people want to pay this guy to give them weed, I want that to happen, okay? I don't think it's right that marijuana is illegal. I think it's a waste of everyone's time. It's ruined countless lives because of the stupid policies we have in this country. But it is illegal in Georgia. He should have known better.
Definitely would train better than that.
At least, like I said before, don't speed while you are transporting illegal drugs. Break one law at a time.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I understand.
Now, the whole part about if it's just a little bit, I don't care about it, I'll just destroy it, but you can't have it in the state of Georgia. I respect that. You can't have it. We respect their laws. But either way, I'm a non-citizen. You have no jurisdiction over me. So all you can do is destroy it. But my Utah Constitution says that I can
I
possess
do this route.
marijuana.
Well, I go to Clayton. Then what's it? Is it Live Rock, Georgia, or something Rock? And
Black Rock?
Not Flat Rock. Something Rock.
Well, there's a Black Rock, there's Flat Rock.
I think it's
Elminato with 50 bits says, when does Peter's character in Medico show up to save the weed? For those who don't get the reference, I've been reading Peter's terrible sci-fi novel on Wednesdays. So maybe show up next Wednesday. We'll be finishing the book, I think.
Flat Rock.
There's probably several more, I just don't know them.
There's, and then Dahlonega.
Okay.
And then I head back down to Atlanta.
Okay.
So I do this route. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then another guy does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
All right. Well, just please keep in mind you got to be slowing down. You can't be speeding like that, okay?
I understand.
It's definitely unsafe. Not only is it unsafe for you, but for others as well, okay?
I understand. And I'm not seeing the speed limit. I thought I was in pocket thinking it was maybe 60, 65, where I'm like, I try to stay under 10 miles of it. So
I don't know if you're familiar with what it's called, but the gorge back there.
I know, yeah.
Tallulah Falls.
Yeah.
That long bridge that's all lit up. Before that,
when I passed
you came into Rabun County.
After that movie, well, the movie theater was way back. But I know the bridge. Reach down, put my shoes on.
Perfectly fine.
He wasn't wearing shoes? You should wear shoes in the car, just as a safety thing.
In my opinion, consenting to the search is always the best option.
That's bad legal advice.
And as you can see, I continue to engage with the officer, continue to be friendly, find common ground so that you seem normal, you know, make friends, you know, be allies, act like an ally. Very important also.
For something or a football game or
Right, exactly. They need
It's,
you to stand out there with your lights at least.
Yeah.
It divert. Do you do church? Because, yeah, it's meant to bust your butt. Like, it's almost no way with that one. It ain't even, you know, dare to pop out.
I just want to know if he gets arrested.
If the glove box doesn't lock, but if the glove box locks, put it in there. And not to have it on my person while I'm driving, right?
Well, it's your preference. There's no law that says you can't have it on your person.
Okay, in the car.
Yeah, the car is considered an extension of your home. Your place of business is considered an extension of your home. So
right.
You can have that firearm in your vehicle. There's nothing that says, you know, like some states used to have.
Okay, so we had a gun in his car. Looks like he doesn't get arrested. That's good. the guy is delusional about a lot of things, but I don't think he should have gone to jail for weed. What else we got?
There. We're in the
I can film wherever I want, bro.
Well, you're in the middle of our traffic stop.
This is a gas station, right?
Yeah, but if you want to go to that corner, that'd be fine. Just to give
Is it against the law for me to stand here?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's not against the law. Then why are you with me and not?
You're in the middle of it.
Okay.
I'm watching her because I have to watch her and you now.
No, your lack of attention doesn't have anything to do with me.
So why are you out here?
That's my business, isn't it?
Okay. All right.
Go take care of your traffic stop, man.
ID?
I'm sorry?
You're in my traffic stop now.
Go take care of your traffic stop.
No, I'm with you now.
Okay, that's great. Let's do it.
You have your ID.
For what?
Because you're impeding my traffic stop because I asked you to go stand at the corner.
You know
Has Glenn Serio been behaving? He hasn't posted anything.
The strange thing about ID is I kind of have to have committed some kind of crime, right?
Yes. Well, I'm in contact.
But I didn't. Well, that's great. You made contact. That's your choice, not mine. I don't ID because you made contact.
Hey, firm. Make sure I'm not parked. Okay. So I just asked you.
I'm not bothering you. I didn't say anything
This isn't Glenn.
to you in any way, shape, or form.
I know, but I got you. You're behind my vehicle while I'm doing this. That's why.
They're behind your vehicle.
Yeah, but they're moving. They're not standing right behind me.
Oh, okay. That's somebody walked their dog behind here. Did you take care of that?
If you want to stand over there
I can stand wherever I want, dude.
If you want to stand over there by your car, that's fine.
So your traffic stop is with this car, yes?
Yes.
That one over there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And look, they got your gang sticker right on the back. You see that?
Yeah.
How can you pull them over, man? They're on your team.
No. There's a traffic incident. That's why everything's
Oh,
moving
man.
violently.
Yeah, I know, but they have your gang symbol on there. Aren't they part of your team?
It's not a gang symbol, man.
No, it really is, though. It really is.
I'm asking
I'm actually enjoying this one.
you nicely if you want to wait in the corner.
I appreciate
if you
that.
want to return to your vehicle, but you don't need to be in between this traffic stop, okay?
I'm not
Do
in
you know
between
this
anything.
person?
I'm not in between anything.
Do you know this person?
Do you?
I'm stopping them.
Oh, well, that's great.
Okay. All right, sit tight.
I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm a free American citizen. Fantastic.
Yep.
What are we waiting for?
I gotta wait for somebody to talk to you because I gotta finish my job.
Do I need talking to?
Yes, because I can't have you waiting behind me while I'm at this traffic stop.
What if I stop
I've
here?
asked
I
you-
mean,
no. I've asked
this
you
is private
nicely.
property. You have no
I've
authority
asked
over.
you-
He's behind
I've
your
asked
car,
you-
bro.
I've asked
He's
you
behind your
nicely.
car, man.
I've asked you nicely to return to your vehicle.
That's
sir.
great.
Okay.
This is private property.
right.
I have not committed a crime. You need to understand very clearly, you have no authority right here. Your authority might be right there. It's not right here. Okay?
Come on up. Get out of the car.
No, I live 3 streets down.
Open the door.
No.
Ma'am, I'm not going to ask you again.
I don't know you. What do you want?
Okay, well, I'm a police officer.
Okay, you don't have
You went the wrong way down a one-way street. You don't have a seatbelt on. I'm allowed under federal case law to remove you from the vehicle and have you have your seat in my car.
What are you talking? I just got off work. I
Ma'am,
live 4 streets down the road.
ma'am, I'm going to ask you very nicely to step out of the vehicle, please. Okay, I'm going to break your window and drag you out of the car. I'm legally allowed to do that, ma'am.
For what?
I'm asking you to step out of the car.
I live 3 streets down. I just
Okay,
got off
let me
work.
get your driver's license proof of insurance.
And these federal police officers are telling me they can break down my windows. Will you please come here?
Can you open it? I need your driver's license proof of insurance, ma'am.
5 streets from the
I need your
house.
driver's license proof of insurance, ma'am.
Dad, I'm scared.
I need your driver's license proof of insurance, ma'am.
Windows, they're not allowed to break my windows.
I need your driver's license proof of insurance, ma'am.
Oh yeah, he escalated this super fucking quickly. This cop is a piece of shit.
I need your driver's license proof of insurance.
She also shouldn't have driven down a one-way street incorrectly, but like, he fucking walked up incredibly ready to go.
Ma'am, you're gonna be placed under arrest for obstruction.
And he's like he's not giving a shit that she's clearly, like, scared and stuff or anything, and, like, obviously not acting rationally because she's scared of the situation. He's just reading off a script. He's just doing the bare minimum so he has justification to smash the shit out of her window.
Ma'am. Ma'am, I'm going to break your window, and I'm going to pull you out of the vehicle, and I don't want to do that. And then you'll be under arrest, and you will go to county jail. Do you understand? I got a non-compliant driver.
The non-responsiveness, the non-responsiveness from her is not great either, though. In terms of...
Would you get the fuck out of here? Female's refusing to get out of the car. Roll the window down. This is not your traffic stop. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to break your window. Open the door. Open the door, ma'am. You are under arrest for obstruction of justice. Open the door. Thank you. You're under arrest, ma'am. You need to step out of the vehicle.
What did I do
You need to step out of the vehicle immediately, ma'am. You are under arrest. Ma'am, you are under arrest. Step out of the vehicle.
What did I do? Please don't hurt me.
You're under arrest, ma'am. Step out of the vehicle.
This cop seems like a shitbag.
You're under arrest, ma'am. Step out of the vehicle. You're under arrest, ma'am. Step out of the vehicle. I gave you multiple...
Again, like I said, she probably wasn't doing the right thing either if she was driving the wrong way. Could have been a mistake. If there wasn't no seatbelt, that's not cool either. This cop's still a cunt.
Multiple warnings, and you did not comply with my orders. You can't apologize for your poor mistakes at this point. I understand it.
I live 4 streets down.
Okay, so where's your driver's license? Where's your proof of insurance, and why wouldn't you provide it to you? Okay, well, your dad can see you in handcuffs in the backseat of my car.
Can you call my mom?
No, I will not. What's your name? What's your name? Okay, well, that's another charge. It's failure to provide information to a police officer.
I'm scared.
Okay, so what's your name? Let's calm down. What's your name?
What did I do wrong?
I just told you, you committed a traffic infraction. I asked for your driver's license, proof of insurance. You failed to give it to me. So failure to identify is a charge. You can be arrested for it.
What did I do wrong?
Obstruction of justice is also a charge. You can be arrested for it.
Why are you
What's your last
arresting
name?
me? Well, you tell me where I'm detained.
Go ahead and put her in the backseat of my car.
I'm asking you.
Where's your ID at, man?
I don't have one right now. Oh, there's glass in my shoe. Can we please empty it?
Here, butt in first. Put your butt in first. Watch your head.
Can we empty the glass out of my shoe is what I'm asking?
Go ahead.
I was taking some pictures. Yeah, I'm filming.
I don't want to be on camera, so now you have to delete that. What are you doing? It's not about professional. So you're violating my rights. As a human being.
Violating.
On the weekend, a group of people called on others to go and arrest the police, members of the Peterborough Police Department. But in the end, it was some of those protesters who were arrested. At Peterborough's police station, an ordinary Monday. What unfolded here on Saturday was not. The weekly anti-government protest downtown took a twist after this woman, Romana Didulo, in the motorhome, called on people to arrest members of the local police.
They 100% believed that they could arrest the police, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried again.
A group went to Peterborough Police Headquarters, and some tried to carry out the wishes of a woman who calls herself the Queen of Canada. She's espoused anti-government, anti-vaccine views for months.
People really believe in what she says her followers do, to the point where they, quit paying their bills because she told them that they no longer have to pay them, and some are losing their homes.
Eventually, 2 of the protesters were arrested and held for a court appearance.
Not good. Not good.
Many in Peterborough have grown tired of the protests.
Stupid.
But arresting the police is something new.
These are the most out of context clips.
The obstruction potentially of the police movement throughout the police department is likely what caused the issue.
It's either insanity or it's treason.
But this University of Pittsburgh professor says this kind of government effort must be taken seriously.
Look at this grown-ass woman fucking screaming like a toddler.
Even if it appears on
This is an adult temper tantrum.
the fringes.
They want to
I use the word adult loosely.
replace it with some creation of their own. And I don't think we should ignore people who are making steps or strides to actually carry out these ideas.
This story is still developing. Just a little over an hour ago, the Peterborough police chief put out a video statement. They've now arrested a third suspect, a 31-year-old man charged with 3 charges in connection with what happened at the police station on the weekend, adding to 2 other men who are charged. They're in their 50s, plus the Ontario Special Investigations Unit. They're investigating because of injuries that were sustained by one of the people who was arrested. So police asking for videos, asking for more evidence. There will likely be more charges, and there may be more situations like what we saw here in Peterborough on the weekend. Stay tuned. Tracy?
All right, Sean, thank you for staying on top of all of that for us. Sean O'Shea live in Peterborough for us. Thanks, Sean.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to call it a night, I think. I've been trying to do longer streams recently, but I was ill this morning and have been up since 5 in the morning on and off because I couldn't sleep. I was having severe stomach pain. So I think I'm going to call it a night. Let's see who we're going to raid. Yeah, go ahead and post your GoFundMe. I feel okay right now. I'm just tired and my stomach still is kind of tender. It was like inflamed. I have no idea what was causing it, if I'm being honest. I have no idea. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. I'm not sure about a stream tomorrow. I have a new D&D campaign I'm in. I believe starts at 5 tomorrow, Eastern. And I have something earlier in the day, so it just depends. But, might not stream tomorrow. Will be a stream Sunday, though. Sunday will be the patron-only stream. So, if you'd like, become a patron, and yeah, it'll be good. Patreon.com/HannahReloaded. Have a good night, everyone. See you later.